All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to another
What's up?
episode of Lefty Live. I got Steve here from Scotch and Things. What's
Thanks for
going on,
having me.
man? Yeah. We were just talking a little bit before. I always say this. It's awkward when I go live and then I'm like reintroducing just but so it's cool to have you on. Like we've chatted a handful of times maybe on Instagram, but
Yeah,
really, we've left comments on each other's videos, but that's really it. It's cool to actually like talk to you for a little bit. So it'll be good.
yeah, it'll be fun.
Um, I might actually go back to this zoomed in thing. There we go. So you guys can see our ugly mugs.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Yeah. So what's going on, dude? How's it going?
Nothing. Just, I mean, literally it's every day it's like how can I spend more money? I mean, that's
Yeah.
like we were talking about. I need to go back to work so I'm not on my phone all day because I just sit there and ooh, okay, I'll buy that and
Yeah. So
just
what are
need to
you?
keep
Your
myself
job?
busy.
You work like seasons or something?
Yeah, so I build grain bins. And we typically start once the weather gets nice in like March, and we'll work through November, December, and then take the winter off. So, and
Okay.
then all winter I just sit there and like that's kind of when
Now,
I stack up my videos. I've got a lot
right.
of time doing nothing, and then in the summertime, my videos I'll be on the road for like I could be on the road for like 16 days,
How
and
long have you
so
been doing YouTube?
7 years now.
Oh
Um,
shit! Really?
yeah, I
The
it was my
same channel?
the channel. I'm sorry, I thought you meant work. No, the
Oh,
channel's been like 5 or 6 years.
okay.
Me and my brother got drunk one night and
That
just
sounds
like we
good.
should start a YouTube channel, and like that's why we named it Scotch and Things, and
Wait, your
we
brother
were
does
both
it
good.
too?
No, he did in the beginning, and then
Oh,
he just quit. He didn't like the negative comments, and he
oh,
just didn't
really?
like that. Yeah, so he's on sporadically, uh,
Okay.
because
He's
it
not
was like
like a twin, is he?
no, he's 3 years
Okay.
younger, and he was doing like he'd upload some truck stuff. He's got a Ford Raptor, and he'd upload crap like that, and people love that
Dope.
because in the beginning there was like nothing. It was like crickets, and started mostly with. I mean, it was just. I mean, this channel's kind of random anyway, but started with a lot of gun stuff.
Okay.
I've always been into knives. It's been a lot of. It was always budget knives, and
Right.
then
The
I
normal evolution.
yeah, and I bought the first time I spent over $100 was on a ZT 0566,
Okay. I saw
and
that new one you got. The
the
old.
the 804, yeah,
Yeah, that thing looks awesome.
got on the camera. Yeah, it's God, I gotta get
Yeah,
used to
it's
the camera.
backwards. You got to
Yeah,
move backward. Yeah, it's weird.
like it
You get
was.
used to it.
I discovered this after just looking like when I started actually looking into knives. I was like, oh, I like that, and then of course it was discontinued, and they were going for stupid money for a while, and I got that one fairly cheap, so a couple $100.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool. Some of the
and
old
then it,
CTs are cool.
yeah, I think they've kind of, I think a lot of people, I mean, they've kind of lost their way. It's
Yeah,
just some of the stuff
they're
it's, yeah, I mean, it's just not.
It's
I had to,
almost like they had a change in ownership. Like they
well,
cared about the enthusiast, and now they're more like worried about mass market, and they're really
yeah,
putting their
and
efforts into Kershaw. I think they're just going to slowly kill off ZT. It seems like
well, it's weird, like you don't see any collabs anymore. It's all in-house design stuff,
no new
and
models, no collab. Like and
yeah,
if it's a new model, it's a rehash of an old model. Like
yeah,
that
it's like
0990 last year was just putrid. All right.
my buddy just got into knives, and he bought one of the, I can't remember, it was one of those two. It was one of the new ones,
Yeah.
and he had it for like a week, and it was like, it's gone.
Yeah. I
So
mean, they're just
it was like,
not doing. Yeah.
I think they've lost their way. I think I kind of compare them to like Medford. Like Medford was just big chunky stuff in the beginning, and I think
True.
he's kind of seen like, okay, he's got to make stuff like there we go, like the Slim Midi or just
Man,
smaller stuff.
it hurts my
So
soul looking at
yeah,
that.
this dude, those bearings. it's smooth. I've cranked down the pivot quite a
Did
bit,
you put
so it's
bearings in
really
it?
tight. Yeah, I got the skiff bearings,
Okay. And
and
do they work in there or?
yeah, they worked. It's about the same, but I've like really cranked down the pivot. I should probably, honestly, I think I know what it like, because the one I bought for my brother was just stupid smooth, and this one had a little bit of a catch to it. So I kept it,
Yeah.
and the last time I took it apart, there was some grinding, like the blade is rubbing on the scale a little bit. So you can see like where it's worn off the ano, and it's got like a groove pattern
Weird.
way up on the side. So
That
I'm just
shouldn't
gonna let it.
happen.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if it wears in before I send it back to him.
Yeah, they're pretty good actually. I had to send one of mine in and I asked them to strengthen the detent and I mean they got it back pretty quick. They did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just get to this super chat. Happy Thursday, B. Hey Javon, here's your ball sack, sir. By the way, I wave ball sacks around. That's
Yeah. I've seen it.
my thing. I'm just waiting for the day that I have on like Eric Lesser or something, and I get to wave a ball sack at somebody important. Not that you're not important. I guess
I'm not,
that was kind
I'm
of
no
douchey.
like
Sorry.
you look at like I kind of pay attention to analytics. Like I know I get about 1,200 new subscribers a year. It seems like that's just what it is. Um, and I'll look at analytics, and if I were really into it, all I would do is like Chris Reeve videos and Microtech videos. Those seem to be what really
Oh,
works. Like
really?
on like gets a ton of views on my channel. But
Yeah.
I just kind of do it like we were talking before. Like me and my brother just stupidly, drunkenly set up the channel one night, and it sat there for about a week, and we started just uploading dumb stuff and a lot of
Yeah.
gun stuff in the beginning, and then that's where I started spending more money on knives when 2 years ago when ammo and guns just went skyrocket in price. I was like, well, I've got enough of this. I'm not going to spend $1 a round
Guns
right
are
now.
crazy, man. And it's
It,
like my thing with it is I used to have a lot of them and I've pared it down a lot. It's like you a knife you can sit and flick all day and whatever. Like
yeah,
a gun you could take apart and clean and whatever, but like you're not going to go shoot it every day. Like unless you're
no,
lucky and you have land and you could do that, but it'll cost you an absolute fortune to do that anyway.
yeah,
So,
and I'm lucky. Like her parents have a farm that I can go shoot at any time. It's like 20 minutes away, and I did a lot of competition shooting. But
okay.
when it just got too
Right.
expensive
It
to
kills it.
shoot, yeah, I wasn't going to shoot the stuff I had because I didn't want to replace it. So,
Right.
I haven't shot any competitions in over 2 years now.
And
And
other than that, shooting papers, like, that gets old quick.
yeah, yeah. So that's when I started, like, that's when it was like, all right, I'll just, I can buy knives now, or I can buy, and my brother actually really kind of got me into like the spending money because he'd always had nicer than I had. Like I was, I've got I've got little $12 Kershaws all over the place in every single range bag. And I mean, so I've always had knives, but then it was like, oh, okay, I can buy. And we kind of went through that progression where it was like, whoa, SOG is the greatest thing ever. And it's just kind of gone like up from there. And you kind of, as the more you kind of dive into it, it's just like,
Because they're
wow.
selling SOG at, your gun shop or whatever.
Yeah, and
And
that's where
then you
you see it at Cabela, like where I would see a knife would be going into Cabela's, and it was nothing but like SOG and Spyderco and Benchmade and stuff like that, and it was just, and then you start watching videos, and then it's like, wow, there's all this other great stuff out there, and it's just kind of this journey. Like I was like I was saying, like the 0566 from ZT is like I wanted an automatic, like assisted opening because I wanted that fast action. And then I realized, this isn't that much fun. Like it's a nice knife, but it won't close by itself. You have to two-handed close it because of the spring, and it's just kind of that eventual progression on. Then it's like, oh, okay, I'll get an automatic knife, and then or an
right.
OTF, or you just kind of find what you like, and I don't know. It's constantly changing. I'll buy shit all the time. I think it's going to be like great, and then it's like,
Dude,
okay,
I'm the same way. I'm willing to spend it to find out. That happened with this knife. We'll talk about it a little bit later. The Stinger I got, which is for sale if anybody's interested. I just opened it today. Steve, thank you, man. Thank you. There's your ball sack for joining the memberships. I still need to change that from Lefty's Pub to something else since I quit drinking. But for now, it's still there. Let me just say what up to everybody. Got Stevie in the house.
I didn't have comments turned on, so I didn't.
Yeah, you can.
I was like, no one's here. Great. No one wants to see me.
There's a few people here. Stevie's in the house. Knife Modders, what up? Knives Fast. Liking the beard, Kev. What did I just grow this? Thank you. 138 Vicious, what up? Z-Man in the hash. Professor EDC, what's going on, man? Dropping to say hey and leave a like. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Oh, Chris, what up, Chris? Hey, the 0566 was the first time I spent over $100 on a knife.
That's kind of, I knew ZT because I saw someone, like I said, it's just kind of like I knew SOG, I knew Kershaw, and then like ZT at the time was like the brand. Other than I knew Strider from watching videos, and I knew before all that when I was still dabbling in like $20 knives, I knew Strider and I knew the Norseman. I saw a Shabazz video, and that knife I just I love it. So
the Norseman,
yeah,
I know you're a Saga, not a Saga guy, a Rask guy.
Yeah,
I have a Saga. That's what's in my head.
I've got a Saga also. I love that pen.
You have two of those, right?
I did. I traded one, and I'm kicking myself. I traded it for this custom GTC, which is
what is it?
It's a GTC that Gustavo something. He's from Brazil.
Okay. Did he do a ZT?
He did that 05.
Okay. Yeah, I can kind of see that.
And it's beautiful. And like in my video when I unboxed it, like I'll carry anything. I don't care if it's custom
it's not a Rask.
But then the pocket clip it's super tight, and I'm like, I'm not going to EDC this thing. What am I doing? So
yeah, I'll
sell this
tricky,
thing,
man.
Yeah, I got to check it out. It cost me a Rask, but I had one, so
it's
true. Okay.
Not now many people say that.
Yeah.
Just had an extra Rask laying around.
Well, I had one and I was fine, and then one came up. This one came up and it had my daughter's birth date.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah,
I bought that, and then that started a whole nother thing. I got the Sebenza 31 because it had I've got triplets and then an 8-year-old, so I've got 4 daughters.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'll just get a knife for each one of their birthdays, and yeah. So now I'm on this quest. I need 2 more. I bought another Grimsmo yesterday because it was my anniversary. I'm like, it's just an excuse to spend money.
Norseman or what?
Yeah, I've got a problem. So that'll give me 3 Norsemen now.
Oh, really? You like the Norseman that much?
I do. I think only. What am I doing? I do like it. I carry this one all the time.
You like bigger knives, right?
Yeah, but it's not. I think I like everything. I like to have a big knife on me and a small knife.
Okay.
This thing, I don't know if it was just because it was that thing I never thought I would get, and then I was finally able to like achieve it and get it, and I think I've got 3. Like this one I bought, and then I got this one because I'm stupid with like dates. Like the day I took over the company, bought the company, I bought this one because it was same date, like just stupid stuff like that. So just an excuse to spend money, really.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, I need.
Hey, man, but buying a company, that's a
So it was like to commemorate that, like
it's a milestone.
My brother and I do stupid stuff like, we call them vacation knives. Like if we go on vacation, we try and buy a knife or buy a knife to take on vacation. Something just ridiculous.
I feel you. Yeah, I don't do that stuff. I don't know, but I buy knives every day, so it's kind of Just another day said he just received his Gungnir, and that's what is in this package. Have you heard of the Gungnir?
No, I don't think I have.
Ooh, you're in for a treat, buddy.
Probably.
You're in for a
Probably.
treat. If you do like big knives, this is a big ass knife, 4.25-inch cutting edge, or no, 4-inch cutting edge, 4.25-inch blade. It's a mammoth made by Riot. You're gonna like it.
Well, I just got this today in the mail.
Yeah, I saw that video too. And once you opened it, I was like, the fuck, that blade shape. It looks better here though than the video. It looked more like Persian.
It's like it's the tactical banana. I mean,
yeah, or boomerang or something. You could really throw that.
It's goofy, but Strider does ergonomics well. So I'm gonna take this to work with me and see how it does. I'll like
it's huge.
The stuff it's giant. But like my knife, like I carry all my stuff, but it doesn't come on, it's open in packages and boxes, and I'm like a sharp thing looking just for something to cut. Anytime the kids need a tag cut off their clothes, I'm like, I'll do it. It's the stuff that goes to work with me that really gets, abused and used. So
right.
all the other stuff is just like
you're doing like construction type stuff.
Yeah. All the other stuff is just they're toys. I mean, I love having a knife on me and anything I can cut.
I'm the same way. I have like 2 knives that I really like when I actually need to do something like that might fuck the knife up. I'll use those. I'll use whatever's in my pocket, but like if I know what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna grab the one that isn't gonna, ruin a $500 knife or $1,000 knife.
Like I use this Hoback. Like I really like this thing too. It's smaller than I thought it would be for a Hoback.
Is that the Quaken?
The Quay back, and I was digging in drywall with it, and I'm like, I think once I got past the point, because I had accumulated knives, but I was afraid to like use some of them, and that's when I just started carrying. Like I'm gonna carry whenever I get something in, I'm just gonna carry it for a month.
Yeah,
that's all I can use. But now I'm at that point where it's like, I've got a lot of knives, and I miss carrying some of them. So after I get done with this next month carry, I might slow it down for a bit and just like an enjoy them.
I'm the same way, and I end up selling stuff because like I really like it, but then I never carry it. It's like, why do I never carry it? And then I'm like, I just need to sell these. So like, I basically have a rule: if I haven't carried it in 30 days, it's gone. So like, there's knives where I'm like, it's almost been 30 days. I'm gonna carry this, and then I kind of like reconnect with it, or I don't.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, fuck it, it's gone.
For a long time, I was like, I'm not a collector. I'm a user. No, I'm a collector. Like,
let's be honest. It's a sloppy term, but we're collectors. I mean,
it's like I look at what I've got sitting out in front of me, and it's like, I'll carry them all, but there's some I just don't want to sell because I just really like them, and there's some that aren't. Like this. Oh, dude, I love this thing.
Which one's that? What number? What number do you get?
The 281.
Did you get a spot or did you? I
tried. I missed out on 2 drops or 3, and then I got lucky in a lottery. He did a lotto on Instagram.
Oh, really?
And he was like, "This is." So if I would have ordered one, I probably would have just got like a plain.
That looks cool though. I really like that colorway.
In different light, it's blue, it's purple sometimes. So I'm glad this way because it's something I probably wouldn't have picked out for myself.
Right. That's what happened to me. I bought one off of somebody or trade bots, whatever.
Yeah.
And, I only had like one option. Well, he had 2, but so I couldn't be like picky about what I wanted. It ended up being like perfect what I would want to get. So it worked out, but like I may not have chosen that spec, but like I'm terrible at being creative about that shit. Like
I've got
spots. Like I'm not good at deciding what to do.
I'm worried about that. I've got maybe I haven't heard any confirmation from him, but I think he's really slow. Direware.
I've heard of him.
I've got a book spot with him, and it's like sky's pretty much the limit, whatever you want. And I thought, okay, I might be a little creative with this one. And I can't come up with anything. So it's like, I might want to do this. But it's almost like just show it like, I'll just take plain all day long. Like I just got the Spartan blades, the Spartan Harsey folder on trade. And it's one of his like graphic ones.
Full size?
Yeah. I like this thing too. It's really just comfortable. But I would have just gone with a plain one.
A lot
But
of
since I got this on
jimping.
trade, it came, it's on trade. It came, it's probably one I wouldn't have picked out for myself, but
That's true. Yeah, I end up, if I ever am in that situation, I end up looking at their Instagram and seeing what they did for other people. Like I never just come up with it on my own,
yeah. Yeah. And then it's like,
I'm not artistic, you know what
I
I
don't
mean?
want to look, like I've looked at some of his past builds for like dire where it's like, oh, I really like that inlay, but am I copying that guy? Or has he just got
Yeah.
better taste than I do? He's more creative than I am.
Right. Yeah. What up, Brent? Sorry guys, I'm real slow on the comments. Jedi scum, they're used to it though. Addicted to knives. What up, dude? Some members in the house. Blazeburger. I remember being worried to spend $30 on a knife. That changed quickly.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna skip ahead because I know I'm way behind, guys. Sinister's in the house. What up, dude? So I also have a package from Asher Knives, which is a prototype of his new version of. Do I have a Spiro here? Well, I have a prototype. This is one of the first prototypes of the Spiro. Do you know anything about Asher?
Yeah, I've seen him.
So he's doing a titanium version with a hole for deployment. And I have a prototype of that right here. So I guess I'll open it. Why not? Why not? I love what Asher is doing. Hey, look at that. We got a cool little orange box. It's different. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right off the bat. Holy shit. This is going to be good, guys. Holy shit. This is going to be good. Very clean. Look at that. I'm loving this. Look how thin it is. I mean, the evolution here, it was almost 2 years ago that he sent me this prototype of this liner lock one. Just like totally has killed it with this. Now, let's see how it flicks. Gotta get used to the lefty flick. Oh, no, it just shoots right out. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is good. He's making some changes still. But yeah, this thing is money. I think the hole, I gotta get used to the hole here.
What's that like size wise? Is that similar to is it about as big as the Rosie, or is it bigger? It looks,
I'd say it's a little bit bigger. So the drift is like Rosie size.
yeah. Okay, so a little longer.
It's like 3 1/4. It's probably the size I'd want the Rosie to be, honestly.
Someone mentioned the other day that there was going to be a bigger version coming out. I don't know if that's just
of the
guys
Rosie?
wishing and hope. Yeah, someone said something on the Facebook group. So I don't know if that's actually true, or
I mean, I haven't heard that. This is S35. This thing is super thin too. I will say right off the bat, the detent, I would definitely tighten that up a little bit because I can fail it. But honestly, because of that detent, left-handed, I could put my finger all over that lock bar and still get it out. So it's kind of a good thing. But if right-handed, you could definitely, I think it might be more the hole shape, just getting used to it as opposed to the detent. Yeah, there we go. And then the thumb. Yeah, this thing's going to be money, especially considering this is just a prototype. Yeah, you can lock it up, I guess. There we go. I'll have to get used to it, but yeah, this is sick. Bead blast. I mean, you're talking, I don't know what he usually tries to keep his knives at $100. That's his thing.
Really? Wow, that's
yeah. So for titanium and S35, he's probably going to have to go over that at some point, just because these aren't cheap to have made. But I would venture to guess he'd still keep it around 120 or less. So considering that, this thing is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
yeah.
know, and Roosevelt just upped their prices, and on the Roosevelt, didn't he? He went from like
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
base
he
was like
upped it
five
by
something to six
200
something or
bones.
seven. Yeah, and I'm okay with
Yeah, it
that.
went from
It's that
500
good of
to
a knife.
700. That's just inflation right now. I mean, especially he's
Yeah,
making them in house and he's trying to bring in employees and these are
yeah,
made overseas obviously. Um but like I'm working with OEMs right now. It's not, you know, people like today we posted on our Instagram for Devo Knives, that's the knife company I'm starting with Colin and we were asking about like what would you buy cuz we're working on a slip joint knife and it was like this knife with this steel for this much and this knife with this steel for this much, right? It was like steel options basically. And we had a few people who were like, well, I would do it for like $100 because you can get a Tucson slip joint for 80. It's like, yeah, dude, we can't even have it made for $80. Like, so we're not going to sell it for $80. You know what I mean? Like, people don't
yeah.
know that, but it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, this thing is awesome. This thing is dope. Bang. Sorry,
Is there
Jared.
like do they have someone over there like you've got a point of contact or a point of like contact, like so there's no
Um,
language barrier?
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
part
You,
been
you
pretty easy?
talk to usually you get a contact within the company, and that's the person you talk to. It's usually a girl that has some kind of very traditional American name
Yeah,
because they all like the Chinese have American names basically or Western names, I guess. And so it's like Lily or, you know, Mary or something like that,
it's just trying to
Um,
sell you a car warranty.
yeah. And their communication's pretty good. It does always seem like not quite perfectly understanding what you're saying, but it's doable. It gets a little tougher when you're getting into the nitty gritty with details. But I think they kind of translate your email to somebody and then go over. I don't know. We've had pretty
Yeah.
good success. So yeah. Let's
What
open this one. I also have this box. Ah, I bought a TS Prof sharpening system.
that's I have to get better at sharpening. That's like I've got
It's
enough knives
Russian.
where nothing ever really gets dull unless it's like a work knife.
Right.
And
That's how I mean, yeah. But when I accidentally chip a blade or something, it'd be nice to be able to just fix it. And that's what I can't do. Like my only sharpening system was the Sharp Maker from Spyderco,
mhm.
which is god awful for anything more than like a gas station knife.
Yeah.
Um, so I needed something better. Now I don't expect this to magically make me good at sharpening. I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve to it and everything. Um, but this is what I got. The Blitz 360, I don't know, complete kit or something.
Is
So
that new? I haven't seen much. Like I've seen Wicked Edge and all those. And
they're like they've always been like the higher end ones.
oh, is that the Russian one?
Yeah,
The
but
one that
like yeah, they've now come out with more like affordable ones, I guess. This is the one that Jared Neve was telling me I should get, and the knife modders were telling me I should get, and I trust both of those people. So I got it. It was $460 with everything in it.
yeah.
I think it was 460. Yeah, and I got it directly from them. They do take Sezzle, guys. So that was an option. I'm not going to open this up because I'm guessing knife modders can confirm, but I'm guessing it's just a bunch of parts that I'm going to be sitting here pulling out, which is pointless. But I plan on we're doing On the Edge on Saturday. It's a live stream we do. I do with Chris from Grady's Gear and Kyle from DTOM, who's hopefully going to be back soon. But
I
we're
haven't.
going to
He
have the
hasn't uploaded anything lately.
yeah, he's cool. He's just busy with family shit and trying to move and whatever. But yeah, we're gonna have the knife modders on Saturday. Hopefully, they can maybe teach me something about this. So that'll be fun. And then we can unbox the Gungnir that I think you're gonna like.
Probably just more money spending.
Yeah, he is actually going to be putting some of these up on his website. This is one of those situations where he did a pre-order and he's actually going to have some to sell after, because they were expensive. They were like $425 and they're made by Riot. So it's not like most guys who are doing OEM stuff like that now they're around 300 probably. We're going to see in a second why it costs that much. So it comes with this Hank. He actually, it's from Renegade Provisions Co. He actually makes Hanks, which are really cool. That's actually what I was just using to clean my glasses, was one of his. And it's this cool wool Hank, actually. Pretty sweet. And then microfiber on this side. I really love Hanks for cleaning my glasses. The problem I'm having is once I use them a bit, like, I wash them, but it's like really hard to get shit off of microfiber, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get glasses here pretty soon. It's getting bad where I can read that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anything close up now is just like blurry and.
Oh, it's the opposite of me. Yeah, like for me, up close is easy. So there's a card, Lefty, enjoy, man, and then it's signed by him. Check that out. And then it comes, so we got the Hank and that, and it comes with this Pelican case that you get from, like Oz or Medford does them.
Mm-hmm.
Making you all wait. And I got an extra set of hardware, which is pretty cool. And we got a sticker. And then we got a COA or whatever. This is number 131 of 300. M390 satin, black micarta, titanium. And we have a knife. Ooh, yeah, it's cool. There it is.
Does he make fixed blades?
Or did he? That's a good detail. No,
it's huge.
No, he doesn't make fixed blades.
I must be thinking of someone else then.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who you might be thinking of. This is a holy shit, that's thin. That is a deep ass hollow grind. You're not going to be able to see the hollow grind, but can you see? I don't know if you can catch how fucking ridiculous this is. I had the prototype. It's so thin down here. It's crazy. But this black micarta looks insane. And then you have, obviously, the bolster lock. Drop shut. Here's the thing I'm wondering about. On the prototype, this hole wasn't cut out. It was a fuller. It was supposed to be, but Riot, it was like a miscommunication. So, oh, yeah. That D10 is dialed. This thing is sweet. And it kind of has a finger choil. I wish he would have turned it into one, like, for real, because it's so fucking big. Like,
yeah,
you might as well have that. What?
I like a knife that I can get in there and choke up on. And
yeah, you can. This actually is big enough. This knife is fucking gigantic enough that it just makes that choil big enough that you can get in there. I mean, it's basically a choil. You just kind of have to pull back on the flipper tab instead of leaning, getting up in there. But it works as a choil. Yeah, this thing's an absolute just behemoth. And yeah, it came out really well, actually. Dropping shut.
Sounds
D10.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, for a big ass knife and a heavy ass blade, to nail the D10 is hard, and that's locking up all the way. And then it's got plenty of detent for that reverse flick. Centering, ooh, dead nuts. So yeah, she's perfect. Love it. And I got the wire clip. There are versions with Oh shit! I thought it was reversible for some reason. Forgot that it wasn't. So easily it could have been too, you know. But people told him it would take away from the aesthetics. I hate when people say that shit.
for not being able to
Like,
switch it.
yeah, like what the fuck?
Now, is that a like on your knife? You've got the wire clip, and
Yep.
then Jake's knife has the wire. Is that just a personal preference, or is that just something that's to help cut costs for you guys? Like, is it
Uh Personal preference.
just
I
personal
really like a
preference?
wire clip. They always go. They just work well. Like milled clips, you have to cut it right and do all the shit to make sure it goes in pocket easy. A wire clip, like, just is flawless. Like, it's just so good coming in and out of
Yeah,
pocket.
I had to bend the crap out of this thing to get it to.
Yeah, and
It
that's
just
the thing. You can also easily reverse a wire clip by just having that pocket and a screw. It just looks better, I think, when you do a reversible version. Um, but yeah, you're right. We actually all did wire clips. Um, this kind of has vibes of the knife that I'm doing. It's just a taller version almost. But yeah, I really like this thing. I'm excited to have this. I remember having the prototype and just, like 4-inch blade, 4 1/4. Who needs that, right?
yeah, exactly.
But it really is it's a solid knife. He has a smaller one coming out. He's gonna do a pre-order once these are probably all shipped and everything. He'll start advertising that one, and that one's a little bit smaller, like all around. It's still gonna be a good sized knife, and it has a front flipper and the slot. It looks sick. It's called the GOM, God of Mischief. Um, he's really killing it with these designs. So, yeah, cool. Gungnir in the house. A little bit
And
of
you said,
decant. No.
is that Riot or is that
Yeah,
Riot?
it's Riyadh. The pre-order was in July.
Yeah, I miss out on so many. I did get in on the pre-order for the was the mini J Cape, the smaller version,
Okay.
and that was back in what, October or something like that. And they might be here in summer sometime. I don't know.
Yeah, with Riyadh, that's the thing. It's like it's up in the air most of the time. I always add 2 months to whatever somebody tells me when it's Riyadh. Um, that's pretty much what you're looking at.
What do
You
you? I
know?
mean, everybody likes to be like, oh, U.S., China, blah blah blah. What do you think? How much would it add to like the cost of your knife if there was someone in the States that could do that? Like, do you think that's a space someone's missing out on? Because what, there
Yes.
was millet knives. There was
Yeah, they
millet,
still
right?
exist, I think. It's less about the problem. It's less about the price to me than it is about the having somebody to do it. Like, I I tried looking around, and everybody will tell you this when they try to make a knife. They try looking around, and there's nobody.
Yeah,
Like, if you want to make a fixed blade, hell yeah, you can get that done. But getting a folder made is really hard. Um, and then I wouldn't have cared if we did our knife, and instead of it being around $299, it's gonna be like 500 or 550. Like, that's what it would end up being, honestly.
because I think that's the kind of the range. Like, I think people are okay with that. They'll give you the
Yeah,
extra $200 if
I'd
it's
be okay with that.
American
And
made.
yeah, and we would obviously be able to make less. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have to have these, 300 order minimums because you're
Yeah,
in the US. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they'd be able to do 150 or whatever. And if you sell five, you sell them for 550 or what, but there's nobody to do it.
yeah, that's
So
what I know. And I was going to ask Greg when we were there, um, taking the tour,
yeah,
because he's done it for Strider and that the
yeah, vehement
other,
or whatever,
and
vehement.
he's talked about doing it because he wanted to provide. Because I know they moved into a bigger shop. One's for the
I just
ASK.
wouldn't want a knife made by them.
I like his stuff, but not all his stuff. And I think even his stuff that he does for people, it still looks like a Medford. Like
That's the
that.
thing. It's still a Medford, and that's not what I want my knife to
Yeah,
look like.
it's
I
your
don't have a
design, but
problem
it's
with Medfords. I
wish
just,
that's what I
you
wish.
know,
I think he could be that guy because he's got the money, he's got the stuff in place where he could offer that to people. But I think he's got to be willing to make their knife and not just their knife, a Medford version of their knife.
yeah, it's
And I
like he
think that
puts
would be
his
huge.
touch on all of it, you
Yeah.
know. But Medford, what makes a Medford is like the finishes and stuff like that. That they're not going to do that differently. So I don't know
Yeah.
how it would work. Yeah. So I
Because
don't know, but
does anybody, because wasn't he using millet for the early Ariuses?
I didn't know that.
I thought he used millet for like maybe like the first, or because I had a Gen 2,
Are you
but it was
thinking?
made by him, but not
Well,
millet.
because
But
TJ Schwartz designed it,
yeah,
and he used millet for his knife, the Torrent. So I wonder if
maybe that's
that
what
would
I
make
meant.
sense that there is some, and they're in Idaho, I think. So there probably is some kind of connection there.
And then I thought I watched a video with him explaining it, and then he just wasn't happy with something from him, and then because he was kind of getting his business started, and then he was finally able to bring everything in house. But
Lack
yeah,
of
I'd like.
reversal is my only gripe with the F5. I get it for aesthetics, though. I get it too, but like, would it really matter if this just had a wire clip and it was on both sides? Like, it's just two screw. I don't know. Like, I don't get that argument that much. Like, it's ruining the, you know, whatever. And it's like, fuck
That's
you. I'm left-handed. I want the reversible clip.
everybody. Like that's the one thing I've noticed, and everybody has an opinion. I mean, nothing's ever perfect. Like they
Oh yeah,
want
well
it their
that
way, or it's. But
right.
that's why there's so
That's
many.
true.
You can go find something that suits you. You know.
Right.
You know, like
Cody says, "Yo, Kev, I dig that slippy design, dude. Can't wait to see Devo up and rolling." Yeah, dude, me too. We're just waiting on shit to happen, and then hopefully we can get that boat rolling. The Mahones, when can we see your knife, Lefty? Well, I've shown the renders and I've shown pictures of the prototypes from QSP on Instagram. If you check Instagram, but they shipped the prototypes. There's 5 of them coming from QSP today, so hopefully I'll have them within a week. And I mean, obviously I'll be showing them off unless they're pure garbage and I'm not cool with them.
I
Then I
love the
won't
blade
be.
shape. The blade shape looks
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I really love a sheep's foot, and that's where that.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just, it's got to be kind of, for me to get a knife, I've got to kind of, I mean, I think with anybody, it's got to be visually appealing to you.
yes,
And
of
then,
course.
unless you buy something like this thing, looks like, I mean, this thing's like, it's
Yeah,
comfortable. It's comfortable. I'm excited to, because I'm not easy
I
on my stuff at work. I do non-knife things with my knife. So
I think
it's
that
borderline
some people
abuse.
buy knives because it's a certain maker at this point.
Yeah. And I'll
Like,
buy for the maker too, like the story, like if they've got a cool story or just something like, I think that's just another excuse to I'll use to spend money. But like, was it Koenig where he, you know, wanted to start a knife company with his dad, and then his dad had a heart attack or something, and he went and
oh
worked in the
well,
oil fields to start the company or something. That's a cool story.
right.
But I mean, yeah,
I
like
didn't
his
know that one.
determination. I think it was, yeah. Um, have you ever
Yeah.
bought a knife just because you thought it'd be a good review? I mean, because you get knives sent to you, but like everything I get, I buy. But have you ever bought something and you're like, man, like I buy lots of stuff I regret, but I bought this because I thought it just came out. Oh man, it was like
Yeah.
2 years ago. I bought a Z. It was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The ZT 077. It was a real skinny, and I think it was their first knife with that double detent.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was like last year.
Yeah, last year too. Oh man, what a piece of garbage! I
Yeah.
hated that thing. I took it on
I
the
know what
road
you're
with me.
talking about, that one.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
bought it and
dude,
I
I've
liked it.
ordered plenty of stuff just to review it. I bought this slip joint last week just because we're working on a slip joint design and I wanted to this was listed as being really thin, which it is. And that's the whole thing with the slip joint we're working on is this tactile knife is the one that kind of got me inspired to do a slip joint. It's so thin that like it's a slip joint I'll actually carry. I'm not a slip joint guy, never was.
I've thought about
But
it a couple times, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just never was a slip joint guy. I didn't get it. I do like. I'm starting to appreciate the action of a slip joint more. But they sent me this, and I was more excited about it because it was in Magna Cut than really the knife. But I fell in love with how thin it is. It's 0.27 thin. Like it just disappears in your pocket. So it makes it to where I actually want to carry a slip joint because I've never been somebody who wants a knife dropped in my pocket, you know? But then this came out. This is the Surge Leaf. And I saw how thin it was. I didn't read the specs, so I didn't realize it was tiny as fuck. And I bought it. It's $125 for titanium and M390, but it's like an inch and a half of blade. But I got it, and I thought I would just absolutely hate it. And I fucking love this thing.
It's
like
useful.
It's just my little like package opener. Like it's always near me in the office. And it's so slicey, has the sheep's foot blade, so you can cut right into shit. It did get me really good yesterday. I was on a call and I just was dicking around and somehow got my finger in there. But the action's good. It has a clip, which is dumb. Like I just don't understand that clip. But otherwise, I love it. But I basically bought it because I just wanted to check it out. And that's kind of what you were asking. So yeah, I've done that plenty of times, and then I just sell the knife or whatever.
I bought it because I thought I'd like it, and I thought, oh, I'll be one of the first. And that, like I said, that was like 2 years ago. I hated it, and then I was like, I'm just gonna buy what I like, and then because then
right,
I don't have time to. Well, that's all I do now is just buy, sell, and trade. It seems like my wife's constantly like, oh my god, what's this charge at the post office for?
right. What's
Oh,
another
nothing.
package doing here?
Yeah. I'm just trying to intercept stuff.
Yep.
Do you think I saw someone say something last night on the Shiro page? Do you think with all the shit going on now, these are
Yeah,
going to be harder to come by now?
I'd be concerned with knives coming out of there. CKF, like the Evo 2.0 pre-order, is going to be a shit show probably. We'll see what happens. You know, this could get shut down real quick, or it could turn into a whole fucking world war. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that would, because I really like this is the first Shiro I've ever handled, and God, I love it. And I was just
I'm not a
when you,
Shiro fan because they really only do flippers.
oh yeah,
You know,
yep,
that's the one thing that Chaz got an invoice from Arcane today for the Abyss, getting closer. Yeah, I was curious because it seems kind of soon. I feel like there's no way they have those ready. So I don't know if he's just collecting the other half because he needs more money, like for operating costs, or if it really is getting that much closer. Obviously, you got to pay. Like, so when you do an OEM project, you pay for prototypes, obviously, whatever they charge you. And then, which is usually like, I would say roughly $500 a prototype. Then when you do the order, you put in a deposit, which is usually 30% of the total for the run. And then when they're ready to ship, you pay the other 70 and then they ship them to you. So some of these guys who do pre-orders, they'll let you do pay half and pay half later. And they just charge the other half before shipping because that's when they have to pay the OEM, which is cool. I like that they do that.
Yeah, I think I did that with that. Well, with my Vero, he did that. It was after that when he started doing like a $50 deposit spot or something.
Okay, yeah, the reserve thing or whatever.
Yeah. But on that
This
JK, I
play
had
works.
to pay the whole thing up front.
Yeah, now you just have to pay up front. What's up, Jacob? I was just chatting with him before. Just missing so many comments. Oh, Tri-State, what up, dude? Tri-Stash. Yo, Kevin. Okay, I already did that one. So let's go back down. Oh, super chat. Sorry. What up, Joe? Joseph. That's my local buddy, Joe. What's up, buddy? And I think I saw one other one from Chaz. Reversible clips are dumb. Switch hands. Go Birds. Thanks, Chaz. You're an asshole, but I love you, man. Did I miss any other ones? No. You'll send me a Shiro to check out? I don't know who he's talking to. So, real quick, before I forget, I do have something to give away at some point. It's a Kubi. It's this guy right here. I don't know what it's called. I think it's a Tiguas design because I think I saw him showing it off the other day. I'm not sure. It's a front flipper. Oh, my finger was on the blade. It's got a little fuller. It's actually not a bad looking guy. I think I paid like $20 to White Mountain for this to give it away. It does have a fuller you can flick. It's actually a pretty sweet little knife. So give that away. I don't know the number or anything. Sorry. I do know it's in puke ass yellow G10. I don't know if that's meant to be jade so you can dye it or something. But there's a bunch of stickers and stuff in here. And one of them is from Stevie Wonder Woman. You'll see his comment right there. Check out they're doing a one-piece jerky challenge tomorrow after Bees Blades Live on Stevie's channel. There's a bunch of guys, not all channels. I think it's like Sinister, Cue Ball, Matisfaction, Stevie Wonder Woman. Let me know if I missed anybody. Gon's reviews. I might be missing somebody. But they're all going to eat this piece of jerky that Mateo made that's supposed to be absolutely like brutally hot. And they're just going to kill themselves live. So if anybody wants to check that out, go check it out. They're also going to be raising funds during that for knife rights. So if anybody donates during that, it goes to knife rights. I don't know how they're doing the donation. But I just wanted to shout that out. So, and then we'll do this giveaway at some point tonight. I'll figure out a way to give it away. Lately, I've just been like picking somebody. I was getting sick of the normal giveaway stuff because, like, I don't know. I've been practicing thumb flipping the Malibu. Are you a Malibu guy? Do you have any?
I've never. I want one, and then I was like, you couldn't get one forever, and now I see they're starting to pop up. Tomorrow. I'm going to a local knife store, and I'm hoping they'll have some in there because he just said he was getting a shipment this week, so maybe I'll get lucky. And he's really bad. Like, it's nice to have a local knife shop you can go to, and that he's really bad at social media, so he doesn't let people know what he's got. So you kind of get first dibs. So, but yeah, it's kind of nice to get hands on some stuff sometimes before you can buy it. But I would like to get one. I like ProTech. Yeah, I'd like to see. I've never tried one, so it would be fun to try one out.
I'm really liking the textured one. It's just.
But I want that reverse Tanto.
Yeah, I do have.
I just dig that blade.
I do have this blue one that I also have. This is the Blade HQ exclusive one with the S45. I was probably just gonna sell it, so if you want it,
yeah,
let me know. But if you want to check with your guy first or whatever,
I'll check him out tomorrow, and then if he's got one,
plus,
and I don't.
You might be more of a black guy. I don't
know. I don't really. I mean, I've got stuff that's purple and blue, and I don't think it matters.
You don't discriminate?
No, not really. I guess purple, blue, whatever.
I don't know why he's thumb flicking. How the hell did you thumb flick this?
Did he put studs on? Can you even like?
Yeah, you could fit a stud thing on there. I hate that, but Brent does it to all his knives. You can reverse flick them if you get low enough. You can usually reverse flick these. Not this one, because this detent is much stronger on this than the Not much stronger, but stronger. This one you can't like fail, but this one's definitely stiffer. That's what she said. Yeah, I don't know. I used to be able to do it. I don't know. Whatever. The stonewash used to catch. This one does have way more stick though. I don't know if you can hear it, but usually they have a little bit and then they break in. But I'm thinking because this has all satin hardware that the button being satin makes it a little smoother. Where this one has the like acid washed finish on it.
Yeah, I like. Is that textured?
Yeah, this
Is
one's
that like
textured.
milled?
I guess it's milled. Yeah, it's really comfortable. This is the one they just started dropping. Absolutely love it, and that's why I figure I'll just sell the other one. I don't need two Malibus. I barely carry the one I have, even though I love the knife. Like I love the model, but like I don't know. It's just one of those knives that like you love but you don't carry. I don't know. It's weird. I'd probably take that Malibu off you, Lefty. Okay, well, let me give Steve a chance to go to his knife store, and then if he doesn't pick
or if
it
one
up,
of your guys wants it. But yeah, if he's got, like, I like to, like, it's nice because I can spend money locally, and
no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
he's a cool guy. He's kind of, he's like, oh, I'll cut you. You know, like I know they've got map pricing on a lot of stuff, but I don't think I've ever paid full. I shouldn't probably be saying this, but like he's always working deals for you. So he's like, oh, yeah, just call it 500 even.
all
Like,
right.
all right, cool. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, yeah, then Nick, hit me up on Instagram after this if you want it. We could talk. Any local knife shop? That's the thing. Like, there's not really any around here. Buds and Blades is another a local guy. Ed, what's up, Ed? And we met up for lunch last week. There's like nothing really around here. I've heard of a couple shops, like one in Lancaster, and like, but nothing like good. You know?
Yeah.
I'd like to go check some out just to see what they have. But I know it's going to be like Spyderco, Benchmade, maybe Chris Reeve, possibly ProTech. Like, they're not going to have the shit that I'm into because, like,
I wish he would branch. He's got all, I mean, it's Spyderco, Benchmade, Microtech, Chris Reeve, Hinderer, Medford, and a handful of others. And it was nice though, like with the first time I ever went to go buy a Sebenza, I was able to get hands on. But I wish he'd branch out a little bit more and bring in some more brands. When we were in Arizona, we went to a knife store, and hey, what's up, man? And he had so much inventory, and he had from Spyderco to Benchmade to like these crazy customs and stuff I'd never seen before, and it was just kind of cool to get hands on some stuff you wouldn't be able to see. And it's just some old dude, sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and then you come in, and then he follows you inside. But he had like all that shaving stuff that you need, like if you whatever, they don't do straight edges anymore. It's like disposable ones and pens and all that kind of crap. But pancetta pen and knife.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, and we were gonna hit up Monkey Edge when we were there too, but just kind of ran out of time.
Right. Yeah. I heard your Medford story about like how nice they were and the golf club and all that shit.
That was they were super, because I don't know if they offer them. I don't think it's something they do all the time, but like Lindsay offered to drive us to the bar afterwards, and like they were just super cool. So
yeah,
like I'm a Medford fan. I don't like all this stuff. I'll be honest. I mean, some stuff is like whatever, but I mean, there's some knives
the
I
Slim
like.
Midi is by far my favorite model.
Oh, this thing is, I just can't. Like I bought the Marauder H, and I got it in open, so it's just the same thing, but like it's like a freaking sword. Awesome. I was like, all right, I'll take this thing to work. I can pry with this. But then I didn't even have it a day, and someone hit me up and said, hey man, I'll give you the Umnumzon and the Spartan for that. And I'm like, all right, sounds good.
Slim Midis are harder to sell. They're like not the market for them is terrible.
They drop them pretty, and they've been dropping. I know a monkey edge.
Yeah.
Matt, where was he? Also, come on here. Let me know. They're doing another monkey edge drop for him here pretty soon. The frag pattern, and I don't think the Medfords go as quick. Some of the, like when they drop I think the micro Praetorian, but not like when they drop a Strider frag pattern or like an Unum's on. The Medfords kind of hang around a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, they're also a little bit more expensive, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like on the secondary market.
And like I've had 2 slim middies. One I paid $550, I think, and the other I paid $650. And I mean, it was hard selling both of them. I had to go to like, I think the one I sold for like $450, and I think both of them I sold for $450. Like I took losses on both of them. I usually take a little loss on everything just because I don't like charging more than retail. And I've had the knife, so I feel like I should charge less. I don't know. I'm weird about that. I don't try to make money off of.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I hope my wife doesn't watch this later. I don't think I've ever like. I'll take a loss here or there, but you break. You make it up on. If you're buying or selling or trading, you make it up. Later on.
I just figure it's like a small rental fee or whatever for me checking it out for a while.
I don't.
Let me think about it, Sinister, because I don't know if I'd want to do that, but. It sounds interesting putting a fuller
the guys
on the
that
Malibu.
Purposely like get in all these drops just to flip them.
Yeah, those guys are douche heads. Douche heads. That's the new term. Douche heads.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw like the Desert Warrior. Every time that thing comes out, there's always
not
some
many
guy
people
like,
do, Nick. Not many people do.
$200.
Yeah, those are
15 minutes. Okay, Cody. Yeah, Omaha Knife. Yeah, that's the place. Omaha Knife. That guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard of them.
Didn't want to get him in trouble for giving deals or not charging tax or whatever.
Oh, that's the local place you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. I talked to OCD for EDC. He goes there, I think.
Curtis, is he from Nebraska? OCD for
Yeah.
Oh, he does it online. Yeah.
No, he's from Iowa. So he drives I don't know how far it is. But I know he goes there, and then that guy who runs Gunny Glide goes there.
Yeah.
Scott Gunn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Cody saying he lives 15 minutes from Omaha Knife. Decent inventory usually. Scott Gunn isn't. Oh, he just said that. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
As a local,
I'll be there
there's
tomorrow.
always plenty of Gunny Glide. Gotcha. I'm trying to collect all the Blade HQ exclusive knife? That's kind of hard, dude. That's a lot of fucking knives, dude. Well, this Malibu is a Blade HQ exclusive. I guess you heard me say that, so that's why you said, okay, gotcha. Let's talk about this real quick. The Mini Tempest, because I've been trying to convince you to buy one of these since we started talking.
Well, I went to the website. They're all gone. I missed out on the pre-order, I guess.
So are you not a front flipper guy?
That's what
you said. Or
I've never tried one. I've never tried. Hold on, my tactical banana. I think I can.
Yeah, you can front flip that. You might be able to front flip the Rosie. Some people can do it.
I'm horrible at it. Was it I had the Vero.
There you go. You can do it. Yeah. See.
Was it the Axon that you could front flip?
Yeah, it has. Some people it has a tab.
I couldn't. Yeah, I could not do it to save my life.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Even with the tab?
No, I tried. I don't get it. I just finger flicked it.
Huh. Well, this is made for it.
I like stuff that I can do like multiple, like I can finger flick it, thumb studs, or
it has a fuller on it. If you get the drop point, it seems to be a little easier. I'll still miss it like that occasionally, but you can get your finger in there and flick it pretty regularly. The Bowie is a little bit harder, but I would recommend getting one of these just to try the knife. Like,
yeah,
have you ever had a Sharp by Design?
I have. No.
Yeah, they're just like on another level of awesomeness. Like he pushes Riot so far. Like I put him and Liang Ma like on a different level when it comes to what they get out of Riot. I think they've both just been working with them long enough, or I don't know
You
what it
think
is.
they've got enough credit built up with them or enough business that they can pretty
I
much be
think
like,
it's
look,
more
this is the way
like
it's going to be.
I think it's more like their detail is just that good. Like I don't know, like or their CAD work is better. I don't know what it is to be honest. Or maybe they pay more for the like they're willing to have a more expensive knife, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas most people want to get it produced for whatever they can so they can sell it for 300 or 350. You know, these guys are like, fuck it, I'll sell 450. Like I don't care. I just want it to be perfect. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Leon's stuff is more expensive than it needs to be, but that's like his business model, I think. I don't know if he'd rather like have them stick around longer, but he sells less but at a higher price. So like probably still comes out fine and then there's more on the market. I don't know.
But he's
That's just
also in like his knives you can buy in store, or like at least they were. Like I found some when I
yeah.
missed out on the Rosie drop like 2 times in a row. I was so like bummed. I just went on like the hunt for something that was similar,
Oh, the field
and
duty.
yeah, and I never. But they were all sold out. I can't remember what knife place had them, but they were all.
Yeah, the field
But I
duty EDC is a awesome knife. I would highly recommend this or the full size like real thing. He just did a pre-order for a 3.5 inch, which I guess you missed because we're not talking about it.
I am. Someone posted up something. One of the Facebook groups. They posted up a bunch of drops coming, and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Oh,
about
that's
any of
smart.
this stuff. I
Yeah,
didn't like
hopefully
the
my knife is on
Evo
there.
3. Is it the Evo 3.0?
Yeah, that's gonna be delayed though. Like
Yeah.
here, Ben says, hang on to your Shiros. Happy days, fellas. What's up, everyone? Thanks, Ben, and for getting to that $10 mark, get a little dick too for your trouble. Thanks, bro. Look at that. They still haven't demonetized my live streams for this, so I'm sticking with it.
Yet.
Dick and balls. Yeah, yet.
Yeah, that's what I know. Like like I said, I did a lot of gun stuff, and they went through, and I mean stuff that was monetized, nothing. I was talking about like a weapon flashlight and demonetized for about a
Really?
flashlight just because it was on the end of a gun. So I
Jesus.
just kind of got fed up with that kind of crap. I was working. So you really like the Evo? I've been looking for one, and a guy's
The
got a
2.0.
carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a carbon fiber, and I don't know if I want the carbon fiber
That's what
or
I have. Dude, if so you don't seem to mind weight. It is a drastic difference between the carbon fiber one and the regular ones. Like I have a buddy, Joe. He might be here still. My local guy, buddy, and I just loaned him my carbon fiber one. He has it right now. He bought one. It was the full dress one, like with the Damascus collar and clip,
Mhm.
but it's full tie. He never carries it because it's just like too heavy.
Too
Like
heavy.
yeah, so he doesn't want to carry it. So I loaned him mine to see if maybe he would want to trade somebody to get a carbon fiber one because I love carrying mine. It's like it's got to be like 3-something ounces with the carbon fiber. So if that matters to you, then I would say yes, get the carbon fiber. Also, yes, just get one, and then you could trade my buddy for the full tie one. But like once if you have one, then you have something to work with. Then you could trade it or
Great. Yeah.
get a scale or something. I
Yeah.
don't
I
know, but
don't
like
care. Like weight.
yeah, you
Like it
don't
could be
care about
heavy.
weight
It
all
could
that
be.
much.
It could be heavy. It could be light. I don't.
Come on. Yeah, he wants me to put this dick in your ear, so sorry.
Oh. I like it.
Thanks, Javon. Much appreciated, brother. That's funny. Nadeau's designs are killer. I think there's like 20 Lefty Evo Typhoons in existence. Yeah, I had a micro Evo Typhoon in Lefty. It was just too small. Like it's a good knife. It's just 2.75-inch blade on a little flipper. Like I don't know. I just wasn't like, I wish he would have done the full size in Lefty, but sounds like maybe he did. Lack of knife shops in PA is truly tragic. What part of PA are you from, Kev? Delco over here. I'm from Lansdale, so I'm not too far from Delco. I'm like 30 minutes outside of Philly, west of Philly. So Montgomeryville. Hard to beat cock and balls. So you have a lot of American-made knives. Are
Yeah,
you like a diehard try to be
no,
American everything, or you just like?
no, I think it just kind of happened that way. Like I've had Chavez's. I've got an American-made Chavez right now.
Have you
But
ever
like his
tried? That's
Riot
the
one,
mid-tech one, the 228. You like it?
yeah, that's the 229, or yeah, that's the 228. Sorry, yeah, it's you know,
It's like
I'm glad.
$1,400 though, right?
Like I paid like 11.
Uh, you could probably
It's a
get
nice
14.
knife. It's Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I'm carrying this one for a month right now, and I love it. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, that's $1,000. Like I can turn
Right.
into something else. So I
Yeah.
don't know if it's gonna make the permanent collection, even though it's fantastic. I mean, you can middle finger flick it, and
Is it a
it's a
frame
great
lock?
knife. Yeah,
Okay. It's hard to tell.
yeah, that clip covers it up. Um, and that's another
Yeah.
and there's guys who
Polished
work
scales.
on
They
them,
look good.
and just because like I love Ramon, I think his stuff is cool, but just because someone anodized that clip and the pivot blue, the warranty's void.
Yeah, that's
I
dumb.
I
I don't
I
understand that
don't
at
get,
all.
because these guys love to mod these things. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
I
know
don't
why
know.
he's a stickler about that shit.
I
Who
I
made
I
those?
don't know. This one he made these.
Oh,
So there was
so it's a
his
custom.
first. It's a mid tech. He
Why is it a mid-tech if he made it?
Because there was another. He had a I guess he had a company. If I remember right, it was
Do the
a
blades or something?
he had a partner. Yeah, it was called American or Chavez American Made. And then when these were done, I don't know if they had a beef or something, but like something was their hand fit, hand ground or something, and so but the scales were I don't. So whatever
Gotcha.
it was, it made it a mid tech instead of a true custom. So he's got his true customs, and then he had this mid tech line, and now the mid techs are gone. So it's either all custom or Riot. And
Right.
I had the Ultramar Street years ago when that first, and God, that was a fantastic knife. I wish I wouldn't have sold that one. So, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I'd be willing to pay a couple $100 more if a knife was American made, but it doesn't. I think it's just kind of happened that way. I didn't go through and sell anything that was, I've still got this Demco, that's Taiwan. I just, it's it's a nice knife. I like it, but I just don't. It reminds me of a Benchmade. That's I don't like that spring feel for
Yeah,
me.
I have like 4 of those right now.
So it's not a bad knife, and I get why
No,
people
I
like
know
it,
exactly what you mean.
but
It
it's
doesn't
just
have a detent. It's
yeah,
so yeah.
it's weird. So that's just kind of weird to me. I think that's why I don't like Benchmades that much. I just that feel, that spring. I don't know,
Yep. I'm the same way.
but no, I've got, like I said, I've got that J Cape on pre-order, um, and everything else I just miss out on, and I'm not willing to pay.
A
Like
ton extra.
I'm not willing to pay like that premium just because I missed out on something. Like I don't want to pay $100, $200 more.
Right.
But some stuff I will, like I did on my Rask,
Yeah,
because I'm
I
an
did on
idiot.
my Rosie.
Because
I don't do that a lot either, but
yeah, like I don't want to. So it's just like that cool stuff that is from China. I've either missed the drop, or because like if I don't see it on Facebook or Instagram, like I have no idea what's going on. So I
gotcha.
just got to pay more attention.
A
So
lot
I've
of
missed
it's
out on
on
a lot of
Facebook
stuff.
though. A
Yeah,
lot
I've
of it's
missed out
on
on.
Facebook and Instagram, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a lot less active on Facebook than I am on Instagram, but there's a lot of people on Facebook. So
I use it just now. I mean, I post
yeah,
pictures of my
just for
kids or
knives.
just for just knives. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's all it's become for me now.
Yep, I was
Um,
thinking about just starting Facebook just starting a Lefty EDC Facebook because I literally don't use Facebook for anything else. So
yeah.
like,
And you can
why do I have
monetize
my
that
name
too.
on there and everything? But
I know guys
uh,
monetize their Facebook stuff and they make pretty good money doing that too. I
who?
mean, bigger, uh, you can, by monetizing Facebook, you can
Oh,
monetize live streams on there. God, who was talking about it?
that
Um,
seems weird, but okay.
yeah, John, have you ever, like John Willis, he owns special operations equipment. He
No.
makes gear for shooting and tactical shit.
Okay, yeah.
He's big into that, and he was talking about it one time. I was watching one of his, and he's monetized Facebook to the point where he makes just by putting posts and getting clicks, he'll get, and that's all just way over my head. I don't have the time or don't want to even deal with it. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I know those guys. I just, it's cool. Anybody want this?
Yeah, I'm not. That one doesn't do anything for me, but it's a custom. You should talk to NAF Sergeant. He's all about
It's
custom.
really. I saw it, and he had got a custom GTC,
Yeah,
and
he
it's
might want it. It looks
comfortable.
like a pry bar.
It I don't. It does look like one, but I don't think it would hold up. It's
Oh,
pretty thin
gotcha.
behind the edge.
If anybody missed it, I unboxed this Asher Spiro with the whole prototype earlier, and it's awesome. I am happy to say these are going to kick ass. So they're coming in April, and I'm passing this around to a few channels to check out. So there'll be some videos up about it over the next month or so. Do you do any type of like pass arounds or anything?
I haven't. I've had people offer some. I'm almost afraid I'm gonna like. I don't want to damage someone's knife. I like if anybody wants to see any of my stuff. Like if you want anything, and I've talked to a
Right,
couple other guys. If they want anything, let me know. In the summer, it's hard because I'm gone. I don't want someone to send me something, and I'll be gone for 2 weeks
right.
before I even get a chance to look at it.
Good point.
Um, but yeah,
Huh.
like I've just never got into it. I had one guy kept offering me stuff, and I just kept buying it instead.
Yeah, I know how
It's
that
just
is. It's
it's just
if
like,
you
oh,
like it, you buy it, you know.
here's the
I
money. Just I'm
like
like, just send it to me.
I like doing it for the stuff that's like sort of interesting, but I don't really feel the need to spend my own money on.
I think it would be
Um,
great just to get other stuff in my hand, stuff that I
right.
just don't have experience for, or and to see if I
That's
actually
why I
want to
like
spend the
it.
money. Yeah,
The more knives I get in hand, the more experience I have with knives. Does like I don't want to just check out garbage, but like I check out a lot of budgety stuff that like people send in, like not budgety, but like not super high end stuff. Like Neves, Jared, he sends me all types of just shit I would never buy, but like I end up finding random ones that I just like fucking love.
yeah.
Then there's the ones that I just despise, but like that makes it fun.
See, and that's the thing. Like,
Um,
I look at my collection, and I look at my videos lately, and it's just like, I spend some money here, and I don't want to act like it's you don't want to be that guy like I'm showing off, but it's just like that's kind of what I'm into right now. I've got no problem on budget stuff. I just haven't
yeah,
seen anything or had hands on something that I've wanted to get. I'm still rocking my pair
yeah,
of three and
I
stuff
feel you,
like
man. It's
Delica and
I just get interested in the designs and stuff, but then I get them, and then a lot of times I'm just like it's just not the quality isn't as good as
yeah, the
you know
blades like this and
It
crap like
depends.
that.
Like, dude, some of these companies like Savivi and Kubi, like they fucking make really good knives. For like this knife is $60. Sometimes you can get it for like 50. And I could use and carry this knife probably as the only knife I have, and it would last,
Oh
other
yeah,
than
that's
the
the thing.
fact
Like
that it's D2, that it might
you know,
rust a little bit.
guys look at like a Roxton, and it's like, you don't need to spend this money on a knife. You know, my little this $50 Kershaw,
Right.
it'll do the same thing.
Exactly.
It
But
does the
that
same
Kershaw is
thing.
not what I'm getting at. I think is this Kubi is made like really like the grinds are good. They put a good edge on it. Like the fit and finish is really good. The action is good. Like so you can get something fucking awesome for like $50. Um, but that doesn't mean I want to get all of those $50 knives,
Oh,
I guess.
I bought speaking of Kershaw, I bought this thing last year. So, yeah, I like, this
Oh,
little
the
Kershaw.
highball XL or
Dude,
whatever.
this is the smaller one. What a piece of
Yeah, I
garbage.
hated that one. I
This
hated that
thing,
one.
oh my God, just
Kershaw's, yeah.
utter disappointment.
That's
I was like,
Kershaw for you, though.
yeah, just utter
Um,
garbage.
so I got this today too, along with those other ones I showed you. This is the Stinger.
Is it
Um,
the Fair and Forge collab?
yeah,
Is it?
no, well, it's not a collab. It's their knife.
Okay.
We makes it, but it's not like branded We or anything. It's the OEM project. So it's the premium version of the sort of budgety one. This one's a liner lock, Nitro V, steel liner lock or whatever. I put scales on it from Cerberus, so it's a little nicer than normal. And I had the flipper deleted because the detent was just poop. So I got rid of that flipper. But I love this thing. And this is the like premium version. They still use Nitro V, which was an odd choice. But Nitro V is good. And they use this unicopper carbon fiber, which looks absolutely fucking awesome. And it looks just like this in real life. That's a dumb statement, but a lot of people are probably wondering. It does look less orange in person. It's actually like copper colored, more of like a reddish, orange than orange. Um, and the detent on this one is spot on. The action is incredible. If I was right-handed, this thing would be really hard to beat. It's super thin too. No backspacer. It's a two-piece construction. This Asher is actually the same thickness. So it's a super thin knife, which is awesome. But yeah, I can't flick it left-handed because of the frame lock, which sucks. Like I can if I try hard enough, but it's not fun at all,
And that's from We.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah.
And I've only handled one We knife, the bird blades. I bought it, the
Slim.
Iron Pup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Eesh.
And
Not my favorite.
I wanted to like it, and it was one of those. I made a video and I never even put it up. After playing around with it for a couple days, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Sold it, and so it was like their detent was it was just kind of weird. It just felt, I don't know, like I guess I'm not an expert, but it just felt goofy. Like nothing felt right about that knife. I don't know
The
if it's just
Iron
the
Pup
design
wasn't my favorite either. This one's actually really good. The thing with Wii is their detents, like the margin is like fucking cute. Like it'll either be piss poor light or way too stiff. And there's like that's the thing that I love about Riot is like, yes, there's some variance in their detents. Like no company can hit the same mark every time on a detent. That shit's hard setting a lock bar and everything. But their margin for error on it is so small that like even when it's off, it's not bad. It's still a good detent,
Mm-hmm.
Where with Wii, when that happens, it can be like so light that it just like flops out, This one in particular is perfect. But it is for sale because sell me that Stinger. Hey, fuck you, Ev.
Just a giant garage sale here.
I was trying to sell it to him earlier. He didn't want it, or he was waiting for something. I don't know. But yeah, if anybody wants this, I paid $215 or something. I don't know what it was shipped, but I would sell it for $200. Just because, honestly, because I'm left-handed. If I was right-handed, I would love this knife. Like it would be probably like I don't know. once I got over it, would I love it? Love it? I don't know. Like I always fall in love with knives. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah, I mean, every time I open a box, I love this. Now, it's the greatest thing ever.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you live with it for a while, and you're like, eh.
But this really is dope. And for an EDC, like being this thin and light and then having an excellent detent and action, like, and it's good. And it fucking looks so cool in person, this stuff. I know a lot of people don't like having different colored scales or whatever. Like I was looking through my collection. I don't have a single knife that has this type of thing where it's like one scale on one side and plain on the other. Actually, I do. I have the field duty. Never mind. I lied. That's the only one though. So, and I'm not normally into it, but I really like it. He said I do kind of want it, but need to sell some shizzle. Some shit.
Man,
All
just
right.
buy it.
Well,
Ask for forgiveness later.
right. Yeah. But anyway, if anybody wants it, hit me up on Instagram. It is faux sale. I did an unboxing. That's probably enough. I've already reviewed the Stinger. You know, it's not like whatever. But they did a great job with this. I gotta commend them for this one. Excellent work.
Yeah, I like the design. It's a cool looking knife. Do you think, I mean, since you've got your own knife coming out, do you think that's going to sway you? Not sway, like, is it going to make it harder for you to be a collector since you've got your own, like, this is mine, I made, like, this is my design, like,
yeah, like I have this like picture in my head of I get the knife and I start carrying it because like I'm gonna like review my own knife, right? But I feel like the same thing will happen. Maybe it'll take a little longer, but I feel like I'm still gonna end up putting it in the case for something else. Something new will come in.
yeah.
So I don't know. I honestly have no clue how it will go. I'm hoping I love it. And like I can tell you right now, I'm gonna be my own worst critic when it comes to this knife. So like
So if we see
if
it for
it
sale on
passes
Facebook
my
Marketplace,
inspection, yeah, right. If it passes my inspection, we should be good. But that's one of the reasons we use two OEMs. Like we wanted to have, I guess, a backup plan, like, and not have to be like, oh, let's do a whole nother revision and more prototypes. Like we just have another OEM coming at it from another angle. Like they're doing their thing, you know?
yeah, I just
Even
think,
though you give them the same CAD file, these companies will give you a completely different knife in the end because they have to make adjustments for their machines and whatever, like whatever they think makes sense. And then the way they finish stuff is going to be different. So like, it's just going to be cool to see, you know, how they both do it. I'm just hoping the other company, Kunwu, gets them done quicker because right now they said March 5th, I think they'd be done. I don't want to wait much longer than that. If we get the other ones and they're really good, then it's like we're just sitting there waiting for these other ones.
yeah,
But
I just
yeah,
think that
we'll
would be
see.
hard. Like, it's your baby. Like, I think like Joseph Vero, someone asked him, like, because he was a knife collector, and it's kind of hard to carry anything else when you've got your baby here, and that would be hard for me. Like, I'd
I
want to
know, but
carry everything, and
I'm a weird guy. I don't know.
yeah, I
I
carry,
think
like, I've got like 3 or 4 knives in my pockets lately. Now
yeah.
it's like
Well,
every
that
pocket's got.
too. Right. That and then the fact that I'm just like I'm one of those people. It's like, what's the newest thing? I got like with knives, I'm just constantly on the hunt. Like, so I don't think that I'm gonna have that problem. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think I'm just gonna stop like making videos and collecting stuff and whatever. Like, we'll see what happens, but like, you know,
yeah, it's like a
Todd's
lot of
car.
like I miss out on like new stuff because it's like all of a sudden I find something like this. It's like 5 years old, and it's like,
Right.
oh, okay, I'll buy that instead of something new.
I do like that knife. I
Yeah,
like that idea.
it's really comfortable. Like, it's big, but it's pretty slim. It's just a. I'm glad I was finally able to find one and pick it up.
Yeah, there's one old ZT. There's a couple old ZTs I always wanted to try. One was the 609, I think. The fuck is that guy's name? RJ Martin collab. And then the other one was, I think it was the 055 or whatever. The one with the, not the, it has sort of like a kickstop thing on it, the flipper.
The five I had, yeah, the 0055. That's the one I had. That was the GTC. I bought that. That was one of my, like, the
Did it
second time
have
I've
the
ever spent.
kickstop on it or
Yeah,
some kind of?
the spring loaded tab. I think
Yeah.
he called it the spring loaded. Yeah, it was a cool knife and
Yeah.
fun, and
That looks cool.
but that was one, like, I bought it and I was like, it just sat in the safe. I was like, let's go turn this into something else. I just never, like, for a while there, it was hard to, like, actually carry something and, like, use it. Like, I had my cheap knife on me and then, like, an expensive knife on me, and it was like, I'm just carrying, I'm not actually using that. It's just, and finally I got over that where I was like, I'm just gonna cut. I'm just, it's not like I said, it's not like I'm prying open doors, just cutting paper and Amazon packages and shit like that.
Right.
Is there a knife,
Todd,
like,
what?
no,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, like, do you have, like, a great, like, do you, like, search out, is there, like, do you have a list in your mind of stuff that you want, or just whatever
I'm
comes up?
past that. Like I've gotten all the ones that I want. I don't know. I don't want to say it like that, but like I feel like now I'm just like looking for new shit or like waiting for something that I've pre-ordered or I already know exists, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
there's nothing that like is out there that like I've always wanted and like you never got kind of thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um like I feel like the Rosie was probably the last one that like I just couldn't get it. You know what I mean? Um, but if you really want something, you can pretty much get anything at this point.
Yeah,
You go to the right Facebook group and say you want it. Usually I can get one in a day, whatever it is, you know. Um, so I don't know. Todd's asking, am I going to be checking every knife out the door for detent? I mean, I'm gonna QC check the knives, and if something, I'm hoping that doesn't become an issue because I am super fucking picky about it, and I know that when it comes to these production runs, you're gonna have a variance in detent. Like you're just gonna have some that are a little lighter, some that are a little stronger, and I just gotta hope that they, are within an acceptable range. Because if it's not, like the way I am with knives when I get a knife, if something like that is off, it pisses me off, right? So
yeah.
like I'm not gonna give somebody a knife that has an issue that bugs me. So
That
like
kind of, so they'll QC them and then they'll ship them to you instead of shipping them to your customer, and then
yeah.
you'll QC them again, then you have to ship them out.
I mean, you don't have to do it that way, but
Yeah.
most people want to QC them themselves.
How,
If you
like,
build up a trust or something with that manufacturer and you know that they're good at some point, then yeah. But like you got to ship them because they're not going to drop ship every fucking knife.
yeah, I didn't know if that went to a, is there a, like, will you order or will you get, like, an extra, like, say 10 or whatever in case one comes through and then you're like,
Yep.
this is
Yeah,
trash,
you
so you can
always
replace
like
it?
so they'll make like if you order 300, they're going to make 320 probably. And if all 320 pass, I guess I don't know if you get them all or well, I don't know how that works, but there's like an overage built in with your order that I'm pretty sure you pay for it in some way. But like then personally, if you're a smart person or company, you're going to add more on for the same reason. So like, if we get 300 pre-orders, then we'll probably order 350 to be
Yeah,
safe.
because that
So
was,
if
I think Rogers, they had the slim utility.
yeah,
I
I
think
just
they
had
had
one of those.
they had some extras or something that you could contact his wife or and buy directly from them.
Yeah.
So is
I
that
don't
like, did you like that knife? I was
Yeah, it's
intrigued.
a
I
good
like the
knife.
look of it. Is it like,
It's just a little small for me. And overall, I've had two of them now over the last 9 months or so, and I've sold both of them. So like it just doesn't jive with me ultimately. But it's a really cool knife. I really like it. It's just a little small.
yeah,
Um, we're actually working on a knife that's sort of similar looking, but it's more full size. Um, we actually realized afterwards that it sort of looks like the slut. So
I think there's so many knives out now. Like it's
yeah,
almost kind of hard to,
it's hard, but yeah, it's like three
like,
and
you
a
don't want to
quarter
copy,
inch.
but I mean you
Yeah,
can only do it so many different ways.
yeah. I mean, it's different. Like ours has like a built-in choil. Ours has a cut, like a hole, not a slot. You know, like instead of a fuller, it's a hole. Like it's different. It's just
Yeah.
once I see something, I can't unsee it. So I'm like, man, that really looks like the slut. You know. We'll see how it goes once we have the design out there. If it's some major issue or something, I don't think it will be. But
How is it?
I,
Like, is your partner, like, how do you guys split the design work? Like, have you just like you have something in your mind and he puts it down on paper?
yeah, so it depends on the knife. But like, so the knife that we're working on now, the first one is the stout. I drew it up like just basically, like somebody would say, drew like on a napkin. You know what I mean? Like I just drew it on a notepad like this, and like I literally draw like a 2 year old. You know, and then I sent it to him. It's actually how this whole thing started. Was I drew a design I liked that I wanted, and I sent it to him because I had recently just started talking to him because I reviewed his knife design, this one that he had done through Kubi. Um, and I was talking to him about that, and I just sent him the design. I was like, "Hey, man, like, look, I drew this, like, on a whim or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, that looks cool, man. Like, I could try to mock it up for you or something." And I was like, "All right, sweet." And then he did, and then I was like, "Well, now it's half yours." So, and that's how it started. So on that one, like I came up with the initial like outline, but
Yeah.
then like he literally took a shit ass child drawing and turned it into like this amazing like design, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's definitely like 50-50 in terms of design input. He does graphic design like for a living, so he's like a monster at churning out designs.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, we've done a few where it's just basically that I hand him a napkin or whatever, and then he pimps it out. Um, and then we have one where like I don't even know if I just gave him an idea and then he did it. And then there's one or two where he like just sent me something and was like, "Hey man, like came up with this." Like so it's just kind of it's just whatever. We just kind of, and then from there, once we have an initial thing, then we tweak it and talk about it and move shit around um and go from there. So it's been very organic, I would say. Like we've never like sat down and been like, let's design a knife, you know?
And then like I've heard you mention a couple times, like this is, you're building a business. So have you guys,
Yep.
like, have you started the whole blown, like, bank account, LLC, or however you're doing it? All, I mean, all that full blown. Have you
Yeah,
gotten to
so we
that point
actually
yet?
had a
Or
call yesterday with LegalZoom and we started the process on getting a business license. So we're gonna have an LLC in like I don't know, a month. We should have it. So we're gonna be registered business and everything. We have a website. We haven't done much with it, but we have some stuff on it. It's not active or it's not live. We'll have it ready for. I'm guessing before the pre-order, we'll try to have it ready, and then people can go on and like sign up for email alerts, and then and then we'll do the pre-order at some point. Hopefully early April. But yeah, like it's a real thing. It's kind of weird, but
yeah, then you have to start worrying
um,
about like payroll taxes and crap like that, and
yeah, I mean, we're
all
probably not
that good
gonna.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna all work. We're gonna have to sort that out as we go. We're not. So like our theory is at first we're not really trying to make like a ton of money or anything. We're just trying to get it off the ground. Like, so we're trying to be careful with that in terms of like price point and stuff. Like we want to have enough profit so that we can do other stuff, but not like so we have enough to pay ourselves and like all that
Yeah.
shit.
So you have
we
some money so you can
figure,
dump right back into like another
yeah,
drop
and
or
then we
something.
figure as we go, hopefully it grows, and then at some point we can start worrying about, you know, making enough to pay ourselves and whatever. Like, but for now, it's basically like we just want to make sure we're covering costs and able to do other projects, like because we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have to do pre-orders all the time,
Yeah.
you know,
Have,
like if we can put money into another project and have it just be done and then sell it. Because like I feel like people are slowly getting sick of pre-orders. Like I feel like people like it and hate it. Like it's
would you
nice
like?
because you're anticipating something and it feels cool while you're waiting. And a
It's
lot of
nice when you
times you
forget
get
about
the
it and it just
knife.
shows up.
Yeah, a lot of times you get the knife and then it's kind of like it's like the luster wears off um once you have it, you know what I mean? But like anticipating that knife for 3 months is kind of like that's like the high you get off of it. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Do you think like Vero, like that's kind of like their business model, and like he pretty much quit his job now, doesn't he? Just designs and just does the knife thing, doesn't he?
Thanks, Nick.
Um,
Yeah, no, they're full-time Vero.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do you think?
Like
But
that would be the
he's selling enough
ultimate goal,
knives.
but
Like,
what?
at what point do you think like how does he not have stock on hand? Do you think it's just to keep costs down by
Um,
just continuing the pre-orders and stuff like that? Because you think he'd be big enough
honestly,
now?
so you mean why is he? I don't think he really does pre-orders anymore, does he?
Well, or he'll do. Are they? Is he just doing drop? Or because he just did something the other day for
Yeah. Oh, he
mini.
did. He does do pre-orders, I guess. Yeah. So that's the thing I don't understand about companies like Vero or other bigger. Not. It's not like he's big or anything, but like as a company, I mean, in the knife
Yeah,
world, he's pretty fucking big. He's like the biggest boutique brand, so to
yeah,
speak.
that he
Um,
kind of does that thing.
I don't get the pre-order thing on that level because it's like, dude, you're making enough money. You could just buy the fucking knives and then sell them when they come in.
And they'd still
The
sell. He wouldn't be sitting on
Well,
product.
that's the question. That's the
You
key
think?
to the pre-order thing is it gives that company peace of mind that the units are sold.
Mm-hmm.
You're not banking on you're not putting out all this money and then hoping you sell all 500 of them or whatever. Like they're already sold. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of like I see it both ways.
Yeah.
Um,
I think he's big. I just would think he's got to the popularity now where he kind of would know his numbers. Like he's got enough of them behind him.
I
And
think
I have
he's
no
starting to do
idea.
that, and he has mentioned in his live streams recently, like he's planning on like trying to have stock of things. So like he says it all the time, like we're trying to have things in stock on the website. But like people are just mad for his shit. Like
Yeah.
it's toned down a bit, but like I mean it's pretty crazy. Like it's kind of cool to see. Like it's like hopefully that's what happens. You just
Or at
can't
what point?
you can't keep shit in stock. Like that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah. Or like what point do you get into like retailers like, DLT or and have would that be like if you could split the 500 knives up between four online
Yeah.
retailers? Like
So
how would
So here's the problem with that, and this is I've been working on that today because we have a design that we're trying to pitch to a dealer, right? So we do actually currently have a budget knife, so to speak. Like we're trying to make it be around $100 retail or less that we have as an exclusive with a retailer. Like we're doing it. We're just buying the knives, like basically splitting them and then we're just going to sell them when they come out. That dealer will sell them exclusively on their site, like 300 knives, right?
hmm
That's happening. We're in the process of that. But we're talking to another retailer about a project we're trying to do. And that's the game you got to play is these retailers, they want their 40% margin. And if you're paying, like, say you're paying $100 a unit for a knife, if you're talking titanium and M390, whatever, you're gonna be around $100, regardless of who makes it or whatever, right? So you're paying $100, then just to make money, like you got to count in packaging and shipping and overhead and all this shit, and then you want to make some money on top, like we said, to roll into other shit. And just because you're doing all this work, you got to make some money, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that $100 knife you got to sell for $250, like just to get enough squeeze out of it, right? That's just you selling it directly on your website. Well, now enter a dealer who wants 40% margin. Like that $250 knife is now $350. I don't know. And that's where you really get into this sort of struggle. And if they're selling it for $350, that means you have to sell it for $350 on your site. Which is harder. Like if you're a new brand like us, I can't just put a knife up for $350 and hope people buy it. Like I want to entice people to buy my knife by giving them a decent price, right? At least that's my theory. So I don't know. It's just but there's a balance because like if you go through the dealer, there's a lot less to worry about. They do a lot of the marketing, they're shipping the knife, all that stuff. So it does save you money. So like it's just kind of figuring out that sweet spot of pricing where it's going to work for both parties. You're still making some money. So that's the kind of thing we're kind of figuring out. I would like to go through dealers at some point because like if I could just have 4 or 5 dealers that we come out with a knife, we just fucking we have an extra 300 made and they go to the dealers and we make less on those, but we just sold 300 knives, like whatever.
Yeah.
If it's easy like that, where 300, they go right to the dealers, they deal with everything. Like that's what a lot of these guys do. They like Brian Brown, for instance, they'll do their own pre-order for a certain number on their website. Sharp by Design does this. Like he'll do the pre-order on his website for however many, and then he also sells however many to dealers. And then when they come in, all the pre-orders go out, and then the dealers get theirs, and they start dropping them everywhere, right? So it kind of works for everybody in that sense. But you got to like have, I don't know, you got to have demand for that. Like Sharp by Design could take a shit on a fucking piece of metal, and he would sell it for $400 to whoever he felt like. So like, that's the thing. Like if we get there, we get there. Like for now, I just want to hope I get a good knife.
Well, it's kind of nice though. You've got like you said, you've got enough experience, and I mean, you've got this kind of built-in fan base, free marketing, like who've seen you talking about it. That should help out quite a bit.
Yeah, I hope so. And then hopefully the knife speaks for itself too. That's the thing. Like, ultimately, the knife needs to sell itself. Whether it's through pictures or getting it in people's hands or whatever. Like, if it's a good knife, it'll sell. So
the first one's going to be titanium and micarta.
Yeah, so it's basically this build. It's not this big or anything, but it's going to be black micarta with a bolster lock. And then it's a sheep's foot blade with a hole, no flipper though. And ours has a choil instead of the flipper. This would be a choil. And then our plan right now is to do just like this black micarta with the stonewash bolster or whatever you want to call that finish, blasted, and then satin blade. And then we're gonna do one that's this, but the blade's gonna be black washed, so DLC and then stonewashed. The bolsters will be black washed. Hardware is all gonna be PVD, and then it'll still be black micarta. So those are the two versions we're pretty set on doing. We also got prototypes from QSP that have different carbon fibers because we just wanted to try it. But I don't know. It seems better to just go with the micarta. It's kind of tried and true kind of situation. We'll see how it goes once we get them and see what people think. Like I'm trying to get a lot of feedback from the community, like in a sense, like what do you like, what you don't like, what materials would you like to see, what wouldn't you want to see? But I also got to balance that with what I think is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't let the community decide everything, or
you'll never.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't make any money because you'd have a $70 fucking knife that cost you $200.
And it would be. I heard a great example. Like I know people love like Chris Reeve. Like you love him, you hate him, you're indifferent. Like, but they just kind of do their thing, and you buy them if you like them. You don't if you don't. I mean, I think you just kind of got to make what you want, what makes you. I think what you're satisfied with.
Yeah,
and they're either going to like it or they're not. It'll be
that's the question that needs to be answered is whether the people will like the knife. You know what I mean?
I think,
and we'll see.
It just seems like it's. I like I said, I've only been kind of heavy or into knives for like 3 years, but God, it just seems like every day there's something new. It just seems like it's just completely taken off this whole,
which is awesome. Yeah. Are you getting both sets of prototypes at the same time? No. QSP shipped theirs, and Kunwu is supposed to be done on March 5th. So hopefully we have those by mid-March. That's the plan. So hopefully within a few weeks, that would be nice. Jedi Scum, what are you talking about? He says, well, y'all better not ask about your items. They'll cancel your order. Oh, he's talking about damn designs. I don't know if you saw that whole mess, but
no.
Have you heard of Damn Designs?
Yeah.
So the guy behind it, apparently he is annoyed by customers asking him questions about the pre-orders and when they're shipping. And he put out a post, literally put out like a community post that said, if you email us about your order, it's going to get canceled and we're going to refund you. Don't ask. He basically just said, read the description of when it's going to ship. Shut up. And then he doubled down in Facebook groups when people were asking him about it. And he just came off like a total douche, which he admitted to. So, there's that.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. I think NAF Sergeant wanted to know about the amber colored beer. You just need to make it scratch and sniff, so it smells like a beer.
Yeah.
But
now it would have to be LaCroix. So I don't know. You guys might not want that. Be a hint of coconut when you scratch your micarta. Man, this is the thing, guys. When it comes to Riot, I paid $425 for this, but I'll be damned. This is the smoothest fucking transition I've ever felt on a knife. I almost can't even tell. I literally can't tell that it went from titanium to micarta. That's how good that is. Once I get down here, I can feel it a little more because it doesn't have my oils in it yet. But literally, this feels the same all around. That's crazy how good they are at that. And that pivot collar is just so precision fit in there. It's crazy how good they are. But you got to deal with a lot to get your knife made by Riot, and you got to wait fucking forever. So,
yeah, because you're going to Blade Show this year, right? And you'll have a table.
Yeah. So yeah, it's looking like we're not going to have product to sell, but we'll have prototypes and we might have the budget knife or something. I don't know. We'll see. But we could get some hats made or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But at least we'll be able to show off prototypes. I just want to. It's just basically to get the name out there and to go to Blade Show. Why not?
Yeah. I want to go to a knife show so bad.
You haven't?
No, it's my busy season is in the summer. I can't.
Yeah, but
Like,
there's some in the winter.
yeah, I missed the one. I was on vacation. What was it? The Las Vegas Custom Knife Show. Would have worked
Yeah,
out, but I was in Phoenix then. And then there's one. I think there's one coming up in Texas.
yeah,
But
and
if there's
at the end
weather,
of
if the
March.
weather works out, I gotta start working so I can, fund this hobby and make sure
Yep,
my kids have clothes.
I
But
got you. You
yeah,
should
I
try
wish
to
there'd be
get to
one in
one though.
dead
It's
winter.
really fun. Like more like just hanging out with everybody is fun
Yeah.
than the knives. But um, Rowan says, "Hey guys, thanks for the tech support, Kevin. Thanks, man. You're gonna get the full Monty here. Thanks, brother. I don't even know what tech support you're talking about. What did I do? I must have helped you with something earlier. Sorry, I forget shit real easily.
Are you in tech support, or is that what you do full time? Or
No, I'm not in tech support. I work in customer service. Hint of orange peel. I'm not a big orange peel fan. Hand rubbed all the micarta with coconut oil, Kev. Hand rub all. Yeah, I could do that actually. Give the micarta an ass juice patina. Take a page out of TPK's book. Yeah. I'm very tempted already to put skiffs or something in here. Absolutely no need to do that.
yeah,
Like,
this was the first knife I've ever put bearings in. Like I've never, and now I think that's another new addiction. Like
yeah.
doing bearing swaps and
Wait until you have a drawer of them.
yeah, that's
I
all I
got more
need.
today. I'm at the point where I use a set and then right after the disassembly, I go and order like 2 more to replace them.
I cleaned off my like workbench today because I watched a video I did, and it was just like, oh, you could just see the trash kind of piling up behind there, and like on either side, on the left and right side, I mean, I just had knife boxes stacked up, and I'm like, I'm running out of space. It's time to clean house and put shit away, and
So good.
just shit
Yeah.
everywhere. Just
Dude, I know. I had to buy I got to the point where I had to buy a shelf unit for my knife stuff. So I
for
bought like one of those things you'd put in your garage with like the metal things. It has like 4 shelves. You know what I mean? Like a storage
yeah.
thing. And I literally have that full now. The bottom has this big plastic bin in it that has all my boxes in it. And then I have my printer on top of the next shelf and like this thing where I put loaner fucking boxes and shit. And then I have like empty boxes to ship. Then I have my knife case. Then I have my whole maintenance thing that's in another plastic, like little, I got like a jewelry organizer for knife stuff. And then up top, I
That's
have all my like envelopes and shit. Like, literally, and then I have a table that I fucking cut labels out on. Literally, just destroyed a wood table just for knife stuff.
it just kind of consumes and starts growing. Like it's like I just had like cheap Weeabit, and this wasn't expensive. I think it was like $100, but it's just like, well, do I need it really? No, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Just
Right.
spending money on bit drivers now and goofy
Yeah.
stuff like that. I made the mistake of looking at flashlights. Like,
Spending $325 on this.
it's a great pen though. Do you like it? I
Dude, I
love
love
mine.
it.
Oh my
I
God.
love this pen. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the greatest. Like, I don't think I have a Hinderer pen that I use at work. Like that one I keep in my job trailer where if
Are
I'm
you
signing checks
looking?
for the guys.
Do you have a flashlight?
I've got Olights, but I
You
want,
should try this guy.
which
It's
one?
not super expensive. It's the Dapper Designs Ion. For a titanium one like this, it's only like $60.
Is it?
But
Yeah,
it
I just
goes
want
up
something.
this, yeah. It goes up to 650 lumens. It's tiny too, dude. It takes up like 0 space in your pocket, which is why I
Yeah.
carry it.
Like
Because
I
it's
like
not
I looked at
huge.
the Okluma, the DC0.
Like here's my chapstick. Dude, I'm telling you, I've seen the fancy ones. I had a $400 Laulima Metalcraft flashlight. This thing is better than all of those. Like it's
Because I made the
just
mistake. Like I haven't bought one yet, but I'd like an Okluma. Where did you get that one at? Like, is it readily available or?
Let's check. It might be, honestly, because they were just on their website. We sold like 80 of them after I got it. We just went around pimping it. Me and a couple people who got them wouldn't shut up about them, so people kept buying them. But they just never ran out on the website. It was weird. They must have had a shit ton. Let's go check. Here we go. So yeah, titanium's available still. Like I said, dude, $60. I'm telling
That's
you,
better than the $400 ones I've been looking at.
dude. I literally got this one, and then I sold my $400 one because I was just like, I have no need for that anymore. So it has like really cool modes. So it has a magnet in the back here, which is awesome. Ask Stevie Wonder Woman; it saved his life. Um, and he said it's made in the U.S. They don't claim that anywhere. Urban EDC did, but I don't know if that's true. So I don't know. I don't want to stick with that, but it has you hold down like a long press, turns on, has 3 brightnesses up to 650, and then hold down, turns off. It has memory, so it remembers which one you were on when you hold back down. And then if you double click, it goes into a moonlight mode. It has 3 of those. Long press off, and then if you triple click, it goes into a strobe. That's it. Like, it's just super simple. The button's right here. You can click it 5 times, it'll lock up. Click it 5 times, it turns back on, and that's it. It has an awesome clip. Like, it's just super simple. It's titanium, it's light. It's literally the best light I've handled. I've had the Ray lights, I've had that $400 light. I don't know, all those fancy ones, they seem to just get bigger, and I don't want a big light. The Oklumas do look cool, but they're pretty big too. Like
I think that's what I think. The DC0 was the smallest one, and I like how the Reaver looks. That other couple, they're like insane, but they're almost too fat. Like, I don't like a. It's funny because I carry all these stupid knives on me. I don't like a lot of stuff in my pockets.
I know what you
other
mean.
than
I'm
knives.
the same way. I have a lot of stuff in my pockets now because I carry a pry bar and a flashlight, but I still try to keep those things small. And this is the smallest one I found that has enough power to it. Like, I don't want something small that sucks. So I would highly recommend this thing.
Dapper Design. I'm gonna order one.
I just ask anybody in the chat because they've all bought one at this point.
That's another, like, I don't want to dive down that rabbit hole. Guys are talking about different driver. Like, what? I just want a flash. Yeah. I want a quality flashlight.
Just guys,
because I do use them a lot.
If you bought one, say I bought one in the chat. I'm telling you, like, a ton of people bought one that week because like a bunch of us kept getting them, and then more people were interested. I'm surprised they're still in stock. Honestly,
don't just wait. Let me get a chance.
No, dude, I think they have enough. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I do wish that I got some kind of commission because I probably would have like a lot of money if I got commission for those.
Yeah.
Sadly,
I do not. Knife sergeant's in here. Hold on. You want to buy a GTC?
Yes. Nah, buy this knife.
I can't bring myself to carry it.
I thought I would. You traded a Rask for that.
I'm an idiot. Well, I had to. I mean, I'm a moron. That's why. I mean, you watch my videos. I am a complete like I don't do like you do. Like, I think you kind of specialize in like you're a modder. You disassemble them well, and Jesus, people come to my channel and springs are shooting all over the place. And
I'm not. I mean, if you watch some of my disassemblies, they're pretty bad.
I felt like such a moron. I did a cleaning, like the hoe back had just been, this quay back was just sloppy and it was just dirty. So I was like, all right, I'll take it apart and clean it up. And I didn't notice like the stop pin fell out when I was assembling it. And I went to flick it and the blade just goes all the way around. I'm like, oh God, I'm an idiot. I'm a complete moron.
Oh shit. It does say it's a pre-order.
What, the Dapper?
Shit. It says it ships in April. Damn. Yeah. That's so stupid. It says availability, many in stock. Yet then it says pre-order.
That's okay. I've got an Olight until I'm gonna order one. I just want something. There's nothing wrong with Olight. I just feel like something different.
Yeah. No, Olight's okay. I like the fact that this is USB-C rechargeable. I don't know if I
Yeah,
mentioned that part. Makes it so much nicer than the batteries, which the batteries also it makes it bigger because they have to fit a battery in there. Obviously, this has a battery, but it's internal or whatever. Um, but yeah, you could try searching. Just Google it first, and maybe it'll be at another store. And if not, pre-order that.
yeah. I
It's
don't know
not
what
that long. I
he's
mean,
trying
for
to.
a pre-order.
Navsarge is trying to sell his flashlight. I don't know what the Lumi top,
Yeah,
what
it's
that looks like.
fucking you don't want that shit.
And I'm not really into like Damascus and Zircutai and all that. Like, I just can't. I have a hard time.
I like
Like, some
this.
stuff looks good. I don't like the blue and the purple and the where we're talking about colors. Yeah, like that's subdued, and I like some of the stuff like Oz Machine Company he'll do on his clips. But
Oh,
like,
dude, the one on mine is so nice. It's this, but then it has like
there's
green in it that matches the hardware. It's so sick.
where
Yeah,
did
he's
you get
really
that?
good
If I
at
end
it.
up working the deal on that Evo, where did you get that clip from? Because I like that looks
Um,
cool. It's just the other stuff that looks bizarre.
yeah, I got it from Johnny T on Instagram. If you get one, just remind me. I'll send you his info.
Okay.
It was $150 for this one. Same with the Evo one I got. Same price. Um, which it's Zircutai, so
Circuit
which is
tie.
yeah, same thing as black Timascus, I believe. It's the same thing. I don't know, but I think it really sets the knife off a little bit, and it's not like yeah. The I hate the rainbow lightning anno shit like that. Just
Yeah.
looks
I
horrible to
don't.
me.
Did you
Um,
the SOCOM Bravo? I just
yeah,
watched your. I just couldn't fall in love with it. I wanted to so bad. I
yeah.
just couldn't. I don't know why.
I could kind of tell you wanted to. Um, it was cool. Like it just the detent was god awful on that thing. Um, it was better than the SOCOM Elite in my opinion, but
See, and
that
I like
doesn't
this,
say
but I
very
haven't
much.
handled a manual Elite now in 3 years. Like the last time, oh, that Omaha knife I walked in 3 years ago, and he had like 5 of them in stock, and then they
And you
just
never
shit
bought it.
just goes. And I think that's the thing. I think I'm more mad at Microtech for just make them. People will buy them if you just freaking made them, and
Yeah.
instead they
Some of
don't.
these companies I don't understand what they're doing. And then there's companies like Chris Reeve where it's like just make something else, like
They
for
won't.
fuck's sake. Yeah, they
It would be.
won't.
I think they. I mean, I like them. I like my Sabenza just for. I like fidgety stuff. I like all. I don't know. There's just something like it's just.
Yeah,
I
I
like
never
that.
could get into it. I've tried a few times now. It just doesn't
But
go my
like,
way.
you know, your dad comes up with this thing 20 years ago, and then you and your mom take over the. And I like Tim Reeve. I watched some of his stuff, and he seems like a cool guy. But you guys get the chance to do something different with 31, and all you do is you switch the pocket clip and you put a ceramic detent ball in. Like
Which
what?
and people actually like it less.
Yeah, like I'm glad like I've got a 21, and I honestly like the 31's okay. I wouldn't keep this unless it had the my daughter's birthday on it. Like that's the only reason I'd look for another 21. I don't because it does have like I'll probably send it in. It does have a little lock rock, and that shit pisses me off.
Yeah, Lock Rock's not cool.
Like on a $400 knife. Like don't brag and don't brag about tolerances if you're gonna have shit like that.
Yeah,
But
I will
I
say,
still love them. But don't brag
yeah,
about it if you're not.
I will say if you compare Chris Reeve to Medford or Hinder, they're definitely superior in that tolerance category. But they're still susceptible to having pivots
It,
walk
well,
and
I
shit
think
like that.
anybody is. That's another thing. Like commenters, like this 21, I bought. Was it 3 years ago? I bought it. I didn't even have it a week, and even this 21 had lock rock, and I made a video about it and something, and sent it into them, and covered under warranty. And they called me back and it was like, which was cool. They called me on the phone and like, well, here's the problem. We won't charge you for it. I'm like, well, you shouldn't. I haven't had any. Well, I mean, because they don't want you flicking their knives open or something. And it's like, dude, I've had this knife 10 days.
Right.
I shouldn't be charged for a $5 stop pin or whatever. And then you get commenters that are like, you're an idiot. That didn't have that. Yeah, it's my knife. I know it did that. Like I would consider myself a Chris Reeve fanboy since I have 4 of them. But like I'm telling you, there was a problem with this knife, and you're trying to call me out in the comments saying I'm an idiot. No,
Yeah, like it's
whatever.
your
Like,
night. So
yeah,
first, NAF Sergeant, the 21. Apparently, I've never handled one. I have handled one. I've never had one. The pivot on the 21 is fine. It doesn't walk. The
no, it was
31 is where it has the walking issue, apparently.
yeah, and I think they were getting better, but this is in October. This knife was in October, and it's still there. And someone's like, oh, let the ceramic detent ball wear in or whatever. I'm like, I mean, it'll probably get sent in at some point. I just haven't had the time.
So the Chris Reeve lovers are, it doesn't matter what you say or anything. They're gonna leave that 2-page comment, and that's just how it's gonna be. They're gonna let you know that they love Chris Reeve, and I've made plenty of jokes about Chris Reeve and how he forges the knives and Mount Doom or whatever. Like,
I think it's a cool story.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a cool story. Like, I think Chris Reeve is a cool, like, finding out that he helped the Spartan guys get started or shit like that. But I think that's like that with anybody. And it's the same thing with like Microtech guys. I carried an Ultratech for a year on the job, and that it did fine. But carrying an out the front knife in a job like that, where dirt's flying around all the time and dust, and it just gummed it up all the time. And I got guys calling me I'm idiot and stuff like that, and I'm cleaning it wrong or use this. I'm like, dude, I'm following their cleaning procedures, and it's still it's just not the right knife for the job.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, the commenters just drive me. Like, I love talking. I love people when they comment, and I just love the back and forth and talking. And it's just sometimes when I get some dumb comment, it's just like thumbs up. I mean, I just
that's what I do. I try to just move on or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes I come back at them and then I post it on Instagram.
It's the knife guys are better than gun guys. The gun guy comments just was annoying. Like, you don't do this. You have a beard because you think you're tactical. I have a beard because I'm fucking lazy and I don't want to shave. Like, for 20 plus years, I wore a suit to work and had to shave every day. And no, I'm just lazy. I'm done with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you had a gun/knife channel, I'm sure you got a lot of the, like, you could buy a gun for that shit.
You do get a lot of the gun, or I wouldn't do, and I love, like I said, I still got a shit ton of them, but it's just like, or the safety, you didn't safety check that gun. You're not in my fucking house, that drove. I still get them. I mean, these videos are 3 years old and they're still like, you didn't. I'm like, I'm in my house. It's my gun. It's like my knife. I know if my knife is sharp or not. I know if it's dull or not. I know if my gun is loaded or not. If you're not a complete idiot. So that I just kind of got tired of doing that. Like, I'll still do a shooting video from time to time, but I just got tired of that those people. Gun guys and like knife guys, I think they're the same, but they're also different. Like, some of the gun guys are just, I don't know, they can be kind of more dicks. I saw a lot in competition. There were some guys that were cool, but some guys were just dicks.
Yeah, they're definitely the more douchey variety,
Yeah, it just seems like it's a different community. Like, the knife community is just, I've been amazed about like how welcoming and just how nice it is. And I mean, there's drama and everything, but it's just fun to be here.
Yeah, it's definitely more subdued. That's for sure. Yeah, John, I agree. Knife Eclectic says that clip is sick. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I really like that clip. The clip is dope. He's talking about the Satori clip.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a
Is
CKF?
No, that's what I'm working on. And then he wants 8 something for it. And I was like, and then, got to do
That's
the whole, is
pretty.
this a scammer or is this like legit? There's been so much crap like that on Facebook lately. So you
I don't
I
buy
don't want
stuff
to.
really on Facebook, so
Yeah.
it's
I
hard.
asked him if he wanted anything to trade. Like I totally trade him the Chavez for it. I like this knife, but I mean, I bought it. And now I can try something else.
Yeah, but hopefully you get some money on top.
Yeah.
You know, it's worth more than that evo, that's for sure. um, well, you can buy a Glockenspiel for the price of that knife. He meant to say Glock. He said autocorrect.
That's the thing. And like gun guys were very like you show a Glock and they want, oh, SIGs are the best, or you show this or that,
Yeah,
or
it's like,
well, I
dude,
think knife
just
guys are kind of like that. You have your fanboys, but it's just like
Chris Reeve.
there's enough for everybody to go around. Strider
Chris
guys,
Reeve
like
is
I
the
like
Glock
Strider.
of the
I
the
mean,
knife world.
I mean, Strider guys are kind of crazy.
Oh,
Their
that's
group
true.
is they get into the whole use your like. Sorry guys, but it's true. Like, but here's my work knife. I have used this knife. I pry with it. It's a fantastic knife for that. But I mean, they get a little goofy on their Facebook page. Every once in a while, they'll go through a use your shit, thing, and people are they stab toasters and small appliances with their knives, and I don't get that. Like, I'm not out to destroy my knife just for the fact for destroying it or prove how tough it is. But
Well, that's what
so
they're
there,
doing. They're proving how tough they are, not how
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you're not I'm not gonna purposely fuck up a knife. If it gets fucked up while
Whoops.
using it, so be it. But I'm not gonna go out and purposely stab something with it that's gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
Kimber is the James brand of guns. Hey, I've got a Kimber.
I've never been into Kimbers. Those are the
I've got
little. Now wait, which ones am I? I'm thinking of car. Those little
car,
fucking
yeah.
silver and black ones that people always say jam up.
Yeah, see, KF Boston and don't get me, I love Strider. The KF Boston, man. I know I've got a bunch of Strider guys with me, but I don't like I said, I like it because I can do what I want with this knife and it hasn't it rusted a little bit, but that's that. But otherwise I've had zero issues and it's a pry bar. I use it as a screwdriver, shit like that. That's why it's a great work knife. What
Todd
did
says I should start selling my old bearings. I'm sitting on a fortune.
you
I do
should,
have a bag full of stock bearings from nine.
and
Because like,
you were
go
wrong
ahead.
on your Lefty code. You said I'd save like 87 cents. I only saved like 54 cents
Ah,
on my skip bearings.
damn it.
He said the James brand. Like that knife looked cool, but
Which one?
everybody can the James brand, that integral
That was
or the
awesome. I
integral.
had one. I bought one of those. That thing was
It was
awesome.
was it just the price that people complain? Like that's what they were upset about, or
Yeah, like it was
just the
$600 normally. I paid $520 or something because I got 10% off. Like NAF Sergeant got it for like four something because he had a military discount. It's definitely a good knife for four something. Um, I'd say it's a great knife for four something. For five something, it's pretty good. For six, it's like that's really stretching it. But if you look at Leon Ma, he's selling integrals right now for 600 something. So it's not as bad as you think. And that knife was incredible. I freaking loved it. The machining
the
on it, the design, like the
yeah.
engineering was awesome.
It looked great, but I just kept going. But then at $600, it's still an integral. So
I
they are
mean, this
harder to
was
make.
$640 retail because it's an integral from CKF. So I don't see why they can do that, but James Brand can't. I don't know. I think they just looked at the market and were like, people pay that.
Because
And
CKF, it's a Russian company, but does
yeah,
Re-Up
Kevin
make them? Or?
John, it's called, makes some Chinese OEM. I used to think it was Re-Up, but it's not.
Okay.
They basically get all the parts machined and then they put the knife together in Russia or something.
And there's guys in the U.S. that do that too, and they claim it's U.S. I mean, it's
yeah.
I mean, it's the same shit's going on here too.
Well, like Asher does that with his knives, but he doesn't claim that or anything. It's still made in China.
Yeah.
But the OEM sends him all the parts and then he assembles the knife. This thing is incredible. The Nomad in titanium with M390. If you look at, I was showing the Stinger earlier and how thin it is. This thing is like even thinner than the Stinger. It's hard to show you, I guess, but there, it's a bit thinner. It's freaking awesome. These two are going to be just killing the market. If he can just make, okay, Kev, flip him over. If he can just make enough of these, he's going to be just selling out left and right on both of these. They're just really good knives. And like when it comes to EDC, like that's his thing is he just wants to have a good EDC knife that doesn't cost a fortune. That's always been his jam. And he's been for 2 years now building that and learning and developing the knives and honing the designs really. Like he hasn't come out with a million different designs. He's just like really went, this was his first design. It looked a lot like this. Well, I guess there. That's a Nomad 2.0 with the axis lock. There was a 1.0, but it was just this with washers. This is on bearings. And he's taken that, G10 slabs, steel liners that are sticking out and whatever. And over 2 years, he's turned it into this fucking awesome ass titanium frame lock on bearings with, a Fuller and M390, like just sick. So I don't know. I just love what the guy has done.
I didn't like Naf just mentioned Olamic. I've never handled one, but that's a knife like I'm intrigued by. Like, have you ever had the whippersnapper or whatever? They like every time I go to pull the trigger on one,
yeah,
I'm like,
whippersnapper's awesome. They're a little bit harder to resell for some reason. No, do not. Well, I don't know. You like that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah, but I don't
hate
know
those
if I
pistol
like,
grip knives.
It'll be.
What's up, Knife Nerd? He was on last week. Sorry,
I watched that one. That was his first. He just started his channel, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. KF Boston. What's up, dude? Surprised about Kevin John. Wasn't he a big cloner? Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. He was a big cloner of knives, but then he stopped doing that. I feel like a lot of these OEMs, that's what they used to do, and then they realized that there's all these people who want to have knives made, so they started switching over to doing OEM work because there was money in it. I guess there was money in cloning before. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like these clone, like Medford keeps changing his stuff. Someone posted something like the Slim Midi. They had them up for like $25. It's like,
yeah, right. Man, that's just
come on. And that,
but yeah, I don't know. I feel like what people don't understand is when we're talking about Chinese companies, what they're looking at is dollar signs. Like if they could make titanium shaped potatoes and they sold for the same price as knives, they would do it. Like they're not really like knife people. You know what I mean? They have really good machining and stuff, and they can make knives and there's money in it. So they're doing it. Like, so making clones made money. Boom. That's what we're doing. You know what I mean? But now it's the community's making their own knives and whatever and shit. And that's what they're doing now. So there's a lot of these OEMs that like, oh, they used to make clones. Yep, that's what they did. Now they don't. Like,
And
it's
there's, I
just
mean,
how
I
it is.
think, and I just don't want it to be like that. Like, I get both sides. Like, and I look at my collection now where it's mostly American made or Canadian made or Russian or whatever, but it's like, someone will say like, oh, but you carry a Chinese phone or whatever. And if I think if people understood, like before I was doing what I'm doing now for a business, like
There you go, knife nut.
our home goods people would go over to China a couple times a year for these giant shows to buy product for different seasons that they would sell. And
Right.
they said like you couldn't even imagine how big these like uh,
Well, I lost your audio cut out. Did they die? Just hold on. Can't hear you. No talkie. No talkie. No sound. You got no sound, brah. Um, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do if you reconnected headphones or something is leave and then come back in. Like leave the thing and then follow the link and come back in. It'll reestablish. If that makes sense. Just hit leave studio. Yep. Okay. All right, guys, we got a little technical difficulties here. I'm going to have to wrap it up soon anyway, but I want to at least have him on to be able to do that. Knife Nut, he says, I can't wait to get mine and try it out. Yeah, dude, the F5 is dope. What else we got? What I don't understand is if you have the ability to produce high-quality clones, why wouldn't you just make your own knives? Well, I think they didn't think there was a market for it, or because then you got to sell them, right? It's probably easier to pretend you're selling Sabenza than it is to like market and sell your own knife. You have to also then be a business person, right? You have to know how to do marketing and all that kind of shit. I don't know. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it, Nath. Let's see if he is back.
can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Sorry about that.
Did your headphones die or something?
Yeah, I've been switching back and forth. Like the battery life is kind of crappy on them. Where I don't know what I was mumbling on about. Oh, I don't think people were talking about China. I mean, everything's made over there. I mean, everything. Like you can't get. And I feel bad. Like you feel bad for the people, and then one guy says, "Well, they're all communists or they're all whatever." But look what's going on. And I mean, is this a bad knife now? Like because it's made in Russia, is that a bad knife now? Like I don't know. Where do you draw the line?
I draw the line at where the money's going. So here's my look at it if you want, or if you guys want to look at it this way. This knife right here is made by Best Tech, which is a Chinese company, right? And as far as I know, it's designed by them in-house, produced by them in-house, sold by them, right? So the majority of the money when you buy this knife is going to China. Now, this one in particular was bought at Blade HQ and then they laser engraved it or whatever. So you are supporting an American company in a way because 30% probably margin, 40% is going to Blade HQ, right? So even buying a Chinese made knife designed by the Chinese, whatever, you're still putting money in American pockets by buying it from Blade HQ or White Mountain Knives or whoever, right? So what I'd say is don't ever buy a knife like this directly from the company. Like if you buy this from Best Tech, you're literally sending every cent to China except for the dude who delivers it to your door, who's probably a government worker anyway, right? And then if you look at a knife like this, the Kubi Royal, this is designed by an American, right? My buddy Colin designed this. Made by Kubi in China, and you can buy this right on Kubi's site. So if you do that, you're basically sending, again, every cent to China. He's getting like 5% off of this. So barely anything's going to an American. If you buy it from White Mountain Knives, obviously that goes up to 40%. So try to buy your knives from a good, like an American dealer like that. Don't buy direct from these Chinese companies. But then if you have a knife like this, Asher is paying a Chinese OEM to make this knife. So if he's charging $110 for it, it probably cost $50 or $60 to make, right? Because again, people have to make money, and these are guesses. I don't actually know any of these numbers. So more than half of the money you're spending on this is going to an American. So that's why I think these sort of OEM project knives are more, I think they're better to buy than buying like a Kubi made knife or buying a Riot made knife, because a lot of your money is going back to American hands. And then obviously if you buy an American knife like this, then all of it is going to Americans. But a lot of people draw the line at like, if it's made in China, fuck that. Like, I'm not buying it, no Chinese knives. And it's like, well, like you're still sending a shit ton of money to Americans when you buy something like this. So I don't want to just write that off. Like, I get if you don't want to send money to when it's all going to China. Yeah. Okay. I try to avoid that too. And if you have to have that knife, just buy it from a dealer and you're at least supporting somebody. I don't know. What do you think about all that?
I think sometimes people don't get the between, like, say, a gas station knife, a China gas station knife, and maybe because they've never handled them, handled a Riot knife.
I see what you're saying. That's just ignorance.
Yeah. And you can do what you want with it's your money, but and support who you want. I don't, it doesn't affect me one way or the other.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's honestly a bunch of knife guys. Like, I say vote with your dollar, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, in politics, is it a bunch of knife guys where they're spending money, enthusiasts, that's going to change anything? No, because if you didn't buy, like, if Riot wasn't doing OEM stuff for like you guys, if they weren't getting that money from that, then they would go back to cloning.
Right.
I think. Like, I think it would be, so it's,
or they would do whatever would make them money. Like, it's not to them. I don't think it's about knives. It's like,
yeah, they'll make something. But if they could make, if they weren't, say this was a Chinese OEM, like if they weren't making this for someone, well, then they would just copy it, and then Joe Schmo, John Grimsmo wouldn't get anything. Like,
it's about the money to them. It's not about the like, it's about the money. It's not about the knives or the community or anything like that. Like, so I don't know. It's just, you got to keep that in mind, I guess, is all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying. But like, if Riot could make golden chopsticks and make more money at it, they would do that. Like, so I don't know. But yeah, everybody says the fucking, your cell phone's made in China. Yeah, we know.
I would have not, like, I don't know what.
But again, Apple is an American company. A lot of that money is going to Apple, who's an American company. So, like, I don't know. You gotta, to me, you gotta look at it that way. Don't buy a Chinese-made phone from a Chinese-made or from a Chinese company, because then again, you're totally supporting them. But I'm not telling you what you should do. Or somebody knocking on something? Sounded like somebody was knocking on a door or something, which is weird because it's late. But I'm not telling you guys what to do. When I say don't do this, do that, I'm just saying, like, metaphorically. I'm not saying you shouldn't do this or that. Except you shouldn't buy Chinese knives from a Chinese company directly. Just don't do that. It's like Artisan. They say they're an American company, though. I don't know. I'm confused on that one, but
Yeah, it's well, I would like to know, like, when everybody went crazy over the SOCOM Bravo, Anthony Marfione made a video, and he flat out said there's American companies saying knives are American made, but they're made in China, and he wouldn't throw out names, but it's like, whoa, that would be. I think that's more of a scandal than buying it, you know. But
well, so that's the thing is if it's I think I forget what the law or the rule is, like 50% or something. So if 51% of it is made in the US, you can say it's a USA made knife. Something like that. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. So like they could get the screws and the hardware and stuff from China, but they make the scales and the blade, and they can say it's an American made knife, which I really don't have a problem with that.
no, because if they're employing
you can't
Americans,
make everything, you know.
yeah, I mean, if they're employing people here in the States to put them together by hand, that's creating jobs. I get it. It's a battle a bunch of knife guys aren't going to solve.
Yeah, like Microtech gets all those Bravos. They're manufactured in China by Reich, but they assemble them all in North Carolina or wherever their location is. So,
like, if people were really worried about, I mean, they bitch about knives, but like in the business I'm in,
Samsung is Korean, I think, Josh.
But they're made in China. No, just kidding. Like in the business I'm in, we deal in steel, and I don't want to get political, but Jesus Christ, you know, and a lot of that steel was U.S. sourced. Tariffs go away, whatever. Now this stuff is coming from China because they can get it cheaper, but it's also backlogged, and it's it's hurting farmers. I mean, now we're just going into the weeds, so I'll just stop there. But yeah, I mean, people want to complain about a knife, but they're not looking at anything else. Where it's just like, and I see it, I get it, be proud of your country, but you need to, if you want change, you need to vote differently, because knives aren't doing anything. Knives aren't going to solve the problem, but
right.
Shit like that. But that's something completely different. I won't get into that because then
you could go down a rabbit hole. Dude, I'm flicking the shit out of this Asher. This thing's so good.
I love this. I mean, my wife, she gets so annoyed watching movies, watching anything. I'm just constantly, it's just like, she's like, stop that.
Yeah, and the louder the knife, the worse it is, right? It's
yeah,
like,
I'm a fidgety guy just by nature. So
is your wife into knives at all? Or have you tried?
No. No. I've tried to get her into shooting, tried to get her, doesn't care. They're dumb, they're a waste of money, like whatever.
Gotcha.
She has no interest, doesn't care, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to make a living out of it stage where eventually it needs to pay off, or I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Packages are coming going. She's like, how much you spend on I traded that, or don't worry, that was a trader. I made money on that one. It's like,
I got that for free. Yeah, just whatever. That's funny. I've tried. Every time I get a smaller knife, I'm like, hey, babe, try this one. Like, let me know what you think. Or if I just get a knife I think she might like, I'm just hoping she might like it. But it got to the point where today she came in my office and saw this, and she's like, why didn't you try to pitch this one to me? And I was like, well, I actually really like this one, so I don't want you to take it.
Like, I've got these knives, like they're my daughter's birthdays. I'm like, hey, some days they'll be yours. Which one do you like? And they're like, neither. So we got to get that. Well, I told her that, I'm like, oh, hey, honey, I got a knife coming in that's, it was made on our anniversary. And she's like, you need a knife to remind you when our anniversary is. I'm like, no, yes. Yeah. So it's just,
yeah,
I think she
we're
tolerates
dumb,
me.
but whatever.
Yeah.
That's okay.
She tolerates me. So
Yeah. I gotta start wrapping this up.
yeah, I got like 4 hours
Yeah,
sleep last night.
I gotta do a giveaway. I'm gonna give it to John Pauly here. He says, I like what I like, not what other people like, and that's what I like. This knife community because everybody talks about all different types and nobody judges each other too bad. I like it, John, and I liked your other comments earlier. So you are the winner of this Chinese knife made in China by a Chinese company. So I am also a hypocrite. But I did buy it from White Mountain Knives for like $20. So what do you think? Like $10 went to China on this one, and they packaged it, made it like it's fucking insane. Like it really is. There's stickers and all types of stuff in here, John. Hit me up on Instagram, or better yet, email me I'm putting it in the comments now. Hopefully you're still watching. If you're not, I'll just give it away again next week. Emails in the chat. Hit me up. Send me your address. I'll get it sent out probably tomorrow because that's just how I do it. There's a lot of comments I missed. Sorry about that. Oh, there he is. Says, why? Thank you. Thank you. Send you one back. No, man, you don't need to send me one back. It's a giveaway, dude. It's for you. You don't gotta send me anything back. And don't send me anything dick related because people keep doing that. It's fucking weird. Guys just sending me dick stuff. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think our conclusion tonight is that Asher Knives is killing it with this one. Keep an eye out in April for this. I think it's going to be very reasonable, and that makes it that much better. The Gungnir is sick nastiness.
I'm gonna have to get my hands on one of those. And that pre-order was over, so I'll have to go secondary for that. I love that.
He has some that he's going
prototype,
to post on his website.
Okay.
He said all the variations will be available. So he did black, natural, and green micarta inlays, and then he did the wire clip or a 3D milled clip, whatever you prefer. You can buy either option. And they should be on his website like within the next week. I would just follow him on Instagram. It's Renegade Provisions Co.
Okay.
If you remind me, just message me on Instagram. I'll send you his Instagram so you can follow him. Or if I hear about the drop or whatever, I'll take. I don't think it's going to be like a drop and they all just sell out in 2 seconds. Because the pre-order didn't go that way. He didn't sell all of them out just because it's $425 and it's his first knife. Like,
yeah,
and he didn't have like a huge following before that. So, he's just getting his feet off the ground. But this thing is amazing. So I'm glad it got made, and they will sell because people are going to get them and rave about them. It's just a matter of getting the people who want a ginormous knife like this. It's pretty thin, though. It carries really well. Like, I had the prototype in the summer for like a week. So I have some videos on this if anybody's interested. Just search Gungnir. But it's super thin, and for the size, it carries extremely well. I was impressed with it. I really did not think I'd like it, and I got the prototype, and I was like, dang. So this is a cool one. But anyway, that's cool. We also established that the Ferrum Forge Stinger that I lost already. Where the did I put? Oh, I put it there. That's why. Okay. This is for sale for 200 bones. If anybody's interested, the Stinger right here with the Unicopper scales is for sale. And I think I already have somebody lined up for the Malibu. And Steve has the what were you selling? I know it's going to be hard to sell that, but it's a custom of some sort.
The custom GTC torque. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's just, I mean, it's more like an, I don't,
How's the
I just,
action? Does it have
it's
that flipper spring thing?
the honestly, this flipper, like I'll try and get like the jimping on it. It's probably the nicest flipper I've ever, it's just perfect and it's comfortable and it just flies out. And
It
it's
does
not,
have the spring, right?
this one
Or no?
doesn't. No, no, this
Oh,
is just
okay.
a regular flipper. This, and it was kind of cool. Like he invented the cage ball. Like I think he was the first one to start using cage ball bearings or something in his designs. I don't know. Just kind of a, I think is a cool design. Like not all, like some of his knives, like some of them get like this thing's kind of out there.
Yeah,
Some of
it's
them are,
totally weird.
some of them are way out there.
Yeah, it's
Um,
still knifey, it's still
yeah,
okay.
some of them are way out there. That I've got a Demco. I mean, I'll get. I mean, I I want to keep like I've got nothing in it, like some scales and. But if someone wants a Demco, I don't know. Maybe the shop.
That's the 20.5, right?
But yeah, the 20.5
Okay.
rip. It's got the Rips Garage Tech and then a Lynch clip on
Yeah,
it.
those scales kind of kill that knife. They make it so much thicker. Like it's
Do
normally a
they?
really thin
Maybe
knife.
what did you said some or what did you is that the fat carbon or not fat carbon or maybe it was NAF I saw that put different scales on that made it thinner.
This?
I can't remember on the 20.5
Yeah, that's this. They're carbonized scales. There's a
carbonized.
guy
Okay,
who makes them, but Naft's Urgent did get the OG scales, original goat. They're like
he got
aluminum.
them in or yeah, that's I think I just saw that the other day.
Yeah, you
I
you
don't
could
know.
get those too. They're the same thickness as this. You could tell by you see how the pins, you can see the
Yeah,
pins. You can't on those. He covered them. I've never been a fan of Rip's Garage Tech scales. They don't seem as precise as others. But I don't know. I've only had a couple. Uh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a custom Strider. I don't know. I love it. It's but I'm never gonna. I mean, I carried it for a month, but it's I don't know. I'm torn right now. I've got a bunch of expensive knives that I know I can turn into more knives.
Do you do like
So
knife sale videos? How do you ever do that, or
I've
you
never
just
done
post it
one.
on Facebook?
I just post on Facebook or I've tried Instagram a couple times and um, I've been pretty lucky. I don't think I'm surprised that Demco has so like $200. Well, it was $150 new. I can't
Yeah.
remember how much the sales were. I think the
It's
clip
the
was 20
lock.
bucks.
It's everybody wants. I really love the lock. I mean, I've turned this into basically a $400 knife,
Yeah.
uh, and I love it. I mean, it's a great knife, honestly.
And
So
that's what I'm afraid of. Like it was a $150 knife. How much more money do I want to put into it to make it to where I'm happy with it? I don't know.
right, that's true. Like I had to do that. I wasn't happy with it with those scales or those bearings or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, it's I really loved the. I had a custom 80/20, but it was just too big for me. Like it was too big and then too thick for me that when I did a reverse flick, I just couldn't get enough power behind it because of that. It uses a spring instead of a detent.
and
You have to be able to power it out. And with this, I can do it perfectly. With the full size, it would end up like flopping and then it comes back to get you. And it sucked.
I'm glad. Like I was dead set on trying to get my hands on one like the full tie
Yeah.
80/20s, and I'm glad. Like I spent the $150 to try this out.
Because you just
So
don't
I
like
didn't.
the lock. Right.
It's like I could live with it. Like just as a work around the house knife. Like this, I don't know. It's not going to bring me joy to carry it. Like I want something to make me happy. Like if I was to EDC this, I mean, it'd be okay, but I'd rather carry something else.
Right. No, I know
So
what you mean. Not everything's for everybody. That's the cool
yeah,
part.
I felt like the weird kid, like saying like, I'm not really. I mean, I get it, but it's just not for me. And I was like, everybody
Uh,
loved it, and I didn't get it. Like something must
yeah,
be wrong with me.
that part you are a little bit different than most people. I think a lot of people agree the price is way out there for what you
Yeah.
get. That's for sure. But a lot of people love that knife. I have a lot of love for it. So I don't know. I like the concept a lot, and I like that it's ambidextrous. I think that helps it for me. Uh, and I love it even more now that I have just these 6 scales on it. I have like 3 sets of different
How
ones.
much were those scales?
If you get the backspacer, 140. If you just get the scales, I think it's 115. Yeah, it's
So as
almost
much
as
as the
much as
knife.
the knife. Yep. Then you get the bearings for 13, and then you get the clip for 30, and then you get it coated for 100. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. And then you have 4 of them, and you do that to all of them. Like, it's fucking stupid.
I'm dying. Like, you use knife modders a lot,
Yeah, they're the
right?
best.
I'm dying to. I've seen him like he follows you on Instagram, Sawtooth Dave. I don't know if you
Yeah.
recognize that name. He's got a small YouTube channel, but he's a machinist and he's making his own scales and stuff now. And I'm like, what can I send
Yeah,
him?
I've seen it.
I'm dying. Like, what can I send him to make me? So
Think of something, man.
yeah, I know.
Think
I got
something.
maybe here. So
Yeah.
what's a set of tie
Well,
scales going to cost me?
what I do is I try to take a knife that like I love. I'm just not carrying anymore because of whatever reason, but like I don't want to sell it, and then I'll try to mod that knife. Like that's kind
Yeah.
of the way I do it. Like instead of taking a knife I don't like and trying to make me like it, like that's never gonna work, you know. But I don't know. I can't think of an example because I like
Do
all my
they?
knives right now.
I know when I watched last week, they were pretty busy and they're not taking orders. But do they put inlay? Do they replace inlays?
No, they don't do custom scales, I don't think at all
Okay.
at this point. Um, yeah, they do more like finish work and I mean they do regrinds and all types of stuff, but I don't think they do scales at this point. That's different. That's like you need CNC and shit like
No, like if they could, they
unless you
like take
hand
wood scales out and put them, or they need like
yeah, I mean you
to
gotta
replace that
cut the
wood.
new scales and all that.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's a different kind of process. For that, I would talk to um Nathan's Knives, K Nathan, I think his name is on Instagram. He does
Okay.
like, and he'll do it by hand and shit, but I know he does inlays and stuff. Um, yeah, I'm sure there's other people too, but I don't think they do that. All right, yeah, I gotta shut
Yeah,
it
it's been
down.
almost 3
Sorry,
hours.
guys, I
Thanks
can't
for
get to all
having me
your
on, man.
questions. Yeah, dude, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. We should definitely do it again.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd be down anytime.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be cool. And is there anything you want to say or promote or anything before we roll? No.
dude, I've got nothing. I just
All
appreciate
right.
having me on and just fun to talk
Cool.
knives.
Yep.
So now
Same
my
here,
wife's
man.
looking
I
at me.
appreciate it.
My wife's like,
Same here,
it's
dude.
gone.
I can.
Yeah,
The door's about to get knocked down,
she's
so I
like we
feel you.
talked about earlier, zero patience for knives.
Yep. I know.
So, all right. Thanks a
All
lot, man.
right. Cool, man. Thank you. And
All right.
everybody, you guys have a great night, and we will see you on Saturday. Peace.
All right.